so hard. You show up every day, you do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others crawl, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday.
Haikuzo makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake na Afrika itakwisha.
Padani agosho ngai no mwega na endesho de.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani ngwe
mchezo, lakini apunguze matusi, sijui kiburi, sijui soprano. Nitatafuta huyo ndugu yangu ndio nione vile nitamsaidia, kwa sababu hata mimi niko na jukumu, kwa sababu ni ndugu yangu.
Kindiki for now, tuachane na yeye. We leave him alone. Let him be. Akipata shida, akija nyumbani tutamkaribisha.
Huyu Kindiki amepangiwa. Hii watu ya ODM wanamtukana asubuhi na mapema. Ati huyu Juneda anatangaza ati wako na deputy president mwingine na Kindiki yako kwa kiti.
Mchezo.
All right. Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Udhuchegero, and this is Political Headache coming to you at 7:30 in the evening from the city of Glasses. I'm in the studio with my favorite guest, Mr. Meruka. Meruka, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
I am also in the studio with Odhiambo Otieno. Odhiambo Otieno, how are you doing?
Amazing.
I'm also in the studio with Mr. Odero Pala.
Thank you, sir.
Is that the correct way of saying it?
Odero Pala.
Odero Pala is the white man.
The blackest white man.
The blackest white man.
Yes.
Yesterday we saw a very beautiful ceremony.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things going on. What is her name? The lady that is at the Linda Mwananchi said that she wishes that the place was entirely bombed by somebody so that the entire cabal of politicians can die in one Genzibadi.
Yes.
Okay, and we also saw that Mr. Nani was also being cancelled. The CNN reporter, or is it BBC? The CNN reporter
Larry.
is also being, I don't know, men who are, I don't know, these two men are single, right? Are you single? Okay, no, don't answer.
Complicated.
Don't answer one. Okay, so now you script Maribika. You script Maribika.
In our language, in our culture,
Yeah.
somebody who has no gate cannot speak where people who have gates are talking.
Yeah.
Yongerangai.
Yongerangai. Yes. Miruka.
Yes.
How are you doing? What did you think about the president's wedding, by the way? The president's daughter's wedding. What did you think about it? We saw helicopters, we saw a beautiful lawn, we saw people who have the means.
Actually, those who didn't have means had to take a bus, whether they went with their V8s or not, from the gate all the way to the venue. Yeah, so that means it was about the who and who's in this country.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
was fantastic. I mean, I really loved part of what the president said. It is good when you're single.
Yeah.
But it is better when you get married.
Yes.
But most importantly, it is best when you have children. Yeah, so I think that is the foundation of society that should be encouraged, especially within our generation. Many young people are shying away from that.
Yeah.
And it is something I'm not afraid of. So
Yeah. Are you looking, forward to getting married and having children?
No, I'm settled.
You're settled?
Yes.
You already have a family?
Yes.
Do you have a child?
Yes.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
And how old are you again?
29.
29. Ah, that's good. That's okay.
Yes.
That's nice.
You married at 29?
No.
At?
26.
You married at 26?
Good
Yes.
age. Dangerous but good age.
Yeah. Yeah, but why did you get married though?
I mean, Jagero.
It was it-
Why did you get married?
This one married very late.
I think it was just there was no reason for me to get married.
Oh, okay.
I just
found him. Marriage happened to him.
Yeah, it is a note that I picked in on the alleyway of life. But why did you get married as a man?
I think it helps you to focus.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that has helped me to focus, especially in this season, I'm one person who has kept my family away from the public life.
Okay.
Completely. I don't think any of you, apart from the question that you have asked me,
Yeah.
no one has a clue about when I'm
yeah.
single or whatever.
All right.
Yeah, so in fact, now the people of the internet...
Ujaficha hao watoto na mama yake kwa sababu ya wasichana wengine?
No.
Hapana.
Wasichana wengine wako bado.
Okay.
Lakini sasa ni wewe unafanya uamuzi.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. I like the way you are looking at it. Many children, a few children, what's going on? I mean, given, I'm asking you this in relationship to our politics and our economy.
Yes.
Yes.
For me, I would prefer to have a very big family.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you the only child in your home?
No. In our home, my dad has 3 wives. So I'm the firstborn in the first family of 6. And the other family has 2 and the other has 3.
Ah, beautiful.
Yes.
So large, but not too big.
Of course.
So
So for me, I would also want a large one.
Yeah. Yes. So what are you saying?
Are you going to be polygamous?
Polygamous.
Yeah. It is not in your best interest to answer that question.
But I would put it this way. From some advice from my previous boss, my first boss, who was a South African, he told me one woman is less stressful, less dramatic, avoids a lot of drama, and helps you to actually focus and build your life.
One woman.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a very political response.
Yeah. Mr. Odera Pala,
yes, sir.
Are you going to be completely silent on this issue of marriage?
Not really. Marriage is a good thing, Jagero. And whoever finds the right person, it's even in the Bible.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. And if you find the right person, it's the best thing that can ever happen to a man. Especially on issues to do with grounding you as a man. Okay. And just focusing on the real issues that we as men we should deal with.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the presidential wedding yesterday, what did you think about it as a man?
As a man, I'm happy for the guy,
okay.
first of all. And it tells us, we as men who are still on that route of getting married, there's no hurry.
All right.
Yeah, the girl's just 37 years old.
The guy is 37 years old?
Yeah.
36 years old.
36 years old.
Yeah.
And he was...
Do we know the age of the girlfriend that he was marrying?
33.
33,
35, I think.
33, 34.
Shalim is my age mate.
Oh, 33.
Yeah, but it's just about men outside there. Just build yourself. Yeah, build yourself first. If you have something you're doing, you're working on, work on yourself. You
think so? You think that a man has to build themselves?
Yeah, actually, it's the nature of the society.
Okay.
It's the way, like, maybe how, if you're a Christian, if you are brought up in a Christian way, it's somehow we are structured in that way.
Okay.
That as a man, even when God was creating the Garden of Eden, what did he do first?
Okay.
He created a man. And then what did he do second? He gave him a job.
Okay.
Yeah, I told him, Adam, you'll now be taking care of this garden.
Yeah.
Then he gave him a woman. Anytime you are changing that thing, you'll have problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No garden, no woman.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think about your boss yesterday? Your boss's daughter getting married yesterday. What did you think about it?
Where you came from? What did you eat?
No. I think it was a very big event yesterday that the president was.
The Bible says in Matthew 19. 11.
Okay.
Not everyone can accept. No, let me go up a little bit. Matthew 19 verse 8.
Okay.
Let me know. Up a little bit. Good. Yes. Some Pharisees. That is Matthew 19 from 3. Just allow me to read it.
Matthew 19. Yeah. Okay.
From
for
3,
sure.
some Pharisees came and tried to trap him with this question.
Okay.
Should a man be allowed to divorce his wife for just any reason? Haven't you read the scriptures? Jesus replied, they record from the beginning. God made them male and female. And he said, this explains why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, and the two are united into one. Since they are no longer two but one, let no one split apart what God has joined together.
Okay.
7. Then why did Moses say in the law that a man could give his wife a written notice of divorce and send her away? They asked. Jesus replied, 8. Moses permitted divorce only as a concession to your hard hearts, but it was not what God had originally intended. And I tell you this, whoever divorces his wife and marries someone else commits adultery unless his wife has been unfaithful.
Okay.
10. Jesus' disciples then said to him, if this is the case, it is better not to marry.
Okay.
11. And lastly, not everyone can accept this gift, Jesus said. Only those who God helps. Some are born as eunuchs. Some have been made eunuchs by others. And some choose not to marry for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. Let anyone who has the gift of aptitude and grace then enter marriage.
Say that again.
Let anyone who has the gift of aptitude and grace.
What I understand grace, but what is aptitude in English?
Aptitude is the natural ability to do something.
Natural ability to do something.
Yes.
To farm a garden.
Yes. So the two important qualifications for marriage is aptitude and grace. Aptitude so that you don't force yourself into it.
Aptitude is hustling.
No, aptitude is natural ability to do something. Like you have a natural ability to ask questions and run an interview.
Okay.
You score very highly on that. Yeah?
All right.
Now, when you talk about marriage, then the aptitude becomes, can you naturally do marriage without kwere mingi?
Yes.
Yes. You should not be struggling in marriage in terms of submitting, in terms of providing, in terms of, those things that we call friendship in marriage, basically.
Yeah.
So Charlene has the aptitude. The gentleman for me has the aptitude. I didn't know of him.
Do we know about him? What is he? Where is he coming from? I hear he's a Tanzanian.
He is a Tanzanian, and I was looking at his story.
Okay.
It's such a story from grass and is upwards to grace.
Okay.
He's a techie, actually.
Yeah. He's the owner of Azam TV, or what does he do?
Soma app. There's an app.
Yeah, there's an app called Soma app, which does a lot of integrated learning, and I think he does some beautiful work, and he's not a prince. Yeah. So he knows that where he's coming to, he's coming into also a very serious family.
Yeah.
That then gives him an important opportunity in life.
Yes.
That important opportunity is to go into royalty now, and it's upon him to bring up the family now. It's beautiful. I wish them all the best. This is a beautiful family. Just look at that photo.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I see Mr. Kindiki there. I see the gentleman over there, sandwiched over there.
Have some respect to people who've gone to school.
Huh?
Have some respect to people who've gone to
Mr.
school.
Kindiki.
Mr. is a professor. You can't be a mister. you're the mister. Mr. Jagiro.
Okay, Dr. Kindiki.
Yeah. No, it can't be doctor.
Okay, Professor Kindiki.
Correct.
Dr.
William
Samoei Ruto.
Yes.
And Mama Nchi akona which pre? Mama Nchi.
Mama Wanchi.
Miss.
The prefix.
Yes.
She's Mrs. William Ruto.
Mrs. Hannah. Okay.
Yeah. The first
Can you give us back the photo, bro?
Akona wivu.
Nani akona wivu?
Huyo
jamaa sasa
siku. Picha ilikuwa safi sana.
Yeah, picha ilikuwa safi kabisa. Yeah, so this is what does it say about a president that is having, let's say, sort of put together family like this one? They decided to have this a completely public affair. What do you think it was completely public affair?
The president, unfortunately, where he sits, invites a lot of people around him. The only pain for me, looking at this photo, I see a lot of frauds, fools, and fakes around him.
Frauds, fools, and fakes.
Yeah. Most of these guys, if the president was not the president, they will not be there.
They will not be there. The guy in white on the left is who?
This is the governor of Bungoma. This is Lusaka guy.
This is Lusaka.
Yeah.
On the far left is Mr. Mudavadi, or he has got another name, Ambassador Musavadi. What is his name?
Well, he's a
Cabinet
Mudavadi.
And the lady is who? The lady next to Mudavadi.
Never seen her face before.
Never seen her face before. And then there are gentlemen on the backside. We have I have my favorite guy there.
Yeah.
My favorite guy there is Mr. Sudi.
Oh, you have Mr. Sudi, your favorite?
Yeah, that's my favorite man.
Mr. Engineer.
That's my favorite. And this other guy is a bit, I don't know so much about him.
Which one?
The one on the far left, behind the governor Lusaka.
Oh, that is Farouk Kibet.
Farouk Kibet.
Yeah, mzee huyo.
Yeah. He's a very interesting guy. And the guy that is sandwiched between Professor Kindiki and Lusaka and the governor?
That is Kingi from Mombasa.
Amason Kingi.
Yeah.
Okay. And directly behind the professor?
That is Raymond Omolo.
Oh, that's Raymond Omolo. Oh, okay. And the guy with that interesting mustache?
That is the guy.
That is Akina Okwa.
That is Aki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then we have Kimani Shungwa.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then of course the gentleman himself, tall, almost.
Chirchir.
Huh?
Chirchir.
No, wachana na Chirchir, the boy himself, the boy who's getting married.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Almost the height of his father-in-law.
Yeah, very good looking.
Right?
I like him. He looks very nice.
Yeah.
He looks very calm and collected.
Beautiful.
This is a beautiful thing.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Weddings are beautiful.
And then the one behind the princess
could be the guy from Tanzania. I don't know him. I've never
the
seen
father
his
could
face.
be.
Yeah. Maybe, right?
And we want CS Murkomen there, and in front of Murkomen is who?
That is the
Koskei.
Felix, the right hand man of the president.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That is it's a good photo. What happened to our lawyer guy? There was some issues. There were some things moving around that our lawyer guy, the musician, was going to take her home. What became of that? The president actually talked about Anuchie Nguo mwenye alikuwa anakuja hapo kukula chips na vitu.
Next topic.
He talked about another Uchie who used to come. Yes,
I remember.
Yeah,
the president was talking about somebody.
Yeah, and Uchie who used to come there and anakula mchele. He's not introducing himself properly.
Yeah, you know some Luos always they spoil our names. That's what I'll tell you privately.
Lakini Uchie alikuja tu vizuri. Uchie alikuja. Uchie alichukua tu sawa. Shida ni kwamba unajua saa zingine unakuwa very intimidated.
Hapana, hakuna wewe unakuwa intimidated mbele ya mali unaenda kuoa.
Depends.
You're going to take the girl, you're not going for the family.
No, don't. The family.
Why does it scare me? Before I start dating the girl, I must have investigated the family. My value.
Yeah, lakini unajua ile kuna ile ajabu na chai na vitu kama hizo na ile kisses ya gari. Alafu sasa unaambiwa sasa enda Kilgoris bro.
Let people just date at their level of self-esteem. Kama uko na low self-esteem toka huko.
Yeah, that is true, but you see there is I think self-esteems are not created equal.
True?
No, it's taught and trained. So if your family did you dirty and you have a low self-esteem, very sorry.
But then again,
but kujikaza tu Jagiro. Ni kujikaza.
It's an open chance game. You either lose or you win.
Yeah.
But
give yourself a chance.
Definitely.
Yeah, mimi says you ati naogopa na tisho na
kuna jamaa by the way my friend mwenye alikuwa amemarry kwa a very big family. Na it is the man of the house that believed in him as a boy.
Yes.
And he gave him all the respect. The others around were not very interested in that relationship. But today he's actually the star of the entire family.
Yes, you believe in yourself.
So this boy is going to be the star.
He's a businessman, and one thing that is going to work out for him, of course, you would want to talk about all the things, but at the end of the day, he sits at an interesting position, which is access to power.
Yes.
Now, that access to power is something that comes with the marriage. It doesn't look to me like a gold digger, like somebody who's opportunistic, you date Charlene, you get power. No.
True.
He looks like he's well collected.
Yeah.
My partner was sending me some videos here that from 2015 he was globetrotting already.
Yeah.
He's a man of some level of means.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So something that then gives to him nicely now is now he has doors open for him.
Yeah.
Now he can you imagine if he calls the president? What will be happening? The president, hey, this is my son-in-law.
Yeah.
Hey!
And for men at the age of the president, what matters to them is not really what we think matters to them.
Okay.
Like my father, let me use the example of my father. I know he's not the president, but I see what matters to him is my success and the success of his kids.
True.
No longer his.
Yeah.
Hey, my child is doing what? My child has this. My child, even if he talks to people, it's my child. Even when they talk to you get Wazes talking. Oh, where's that daughter of yours? Yeah. Oh, she's married XYZ, and the son So at this level, the president sees the call of this gentleman. Hey, my son-in-law.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually,
to them, to most parents at that age, it's some sense form of self-actualization.
Yes,
like
their children are successful.
Yeah, so to the parent, it's like a self-actualization to what he wanted for her kid.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, congratulations to Charlene Ruto.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing.
Happy for her.
And we ask all men. When you know, but I will also tell men that be very careful with marriage. Marriage.
But Jagero, do you know very many marriages are doing well, but the bad ones are the ones that are shouted at the most?
That's for sure.
Shikilia Uzito.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
There are people who have.
But
yours is doing well.
Of course.
I will tell you for a fact.
Okay.
His skin looks nice.
There are many marriages that are doing well.
Yeah.
But they don't shout about it.
They don't shout about it.
Yes.
True. Marriages are successful.
Yes.
Yeah. Fine. So that is that. Sifuna has been going all around. I was sitting with somebody today and they was telling me, look, they are making this man become a lawyer kingpin and not the man that is supposed to be the president of everybody. He's taking a lot of his time in lawyer land, collecting money, and he needs to be looking presidential and all over the place. But I'm not sure how true that is. I will ask Odhiambo, the political analyst, to tell us. I will ask you to tell us about this. But I want to play a video of him asking Oparanya to back him in 2027, his 2027 presidential bid. You have the video, my brother? Yeah, so let's hear Sifuna. Odhiambo has been talking very well about Sifuna lately. He's sort of disappointed with how Sifuna has done so well. Some people are saying that you're disappointed that you thought Sifuna was going to fall by the wayside, but he's kept his promise and is going through the country with a lot of gusto and saying that, look, I am going for this thing and I'm not waiting for anybody. You have it? Yes, let's hear it.
Mimi nataka nimwambie Oparanya, sina ubaya na wewe. Hata wewe ndani ya moyo wako unajua rafiki yako Ruto amedhulumu wananchi wa Kenya. Kwa ni sisi kusapoti watu wengine. Wakati huu Mwenyezi Mungu ametuonekania. Wewe ndio Oparanya. Ile kiti ya deputy president Ruto anakudanganya nayo hatutaki. Uchumi wetu umeharibika, lakini Ruto anatembea akituambia sasa
I will ask you, Odhiambo, what do you think about Sifuna so far and the strides that he's making? Do you think that this is the right direction that he's taking? He's taking a lot of people are saying that he's taking a lot of his good time in a place that basically rejected him last time. By refusing to give you an MP seat, he had to take off to Nairobi to come and fight for his life here. And he's talking about Oparanya, and we know where Oparanya is. Oparanya is in broad-based government. He understands that Oparanya has got 800,000 strong, votes in Kakamega, and is a very influential figure. So, two questions in one. How do you think Sifuna is doing right now? And number two, why would he go for Oparanya publicly like that?
Sifuna is doing very well. I want to disagree with those who think that I'm feeling some type of way about Sifuna's success. In any case, I think I've said this more than enough, that I dragged you one time and we went to Kitengela just to see, and we are one of the first podcasts actually which went public to support Sifuna in this effort because we just wanted to see what does this guy have, this new thing. And when he was losing track, as somebody who believes in progress, I called him out. And he's back on track and he's doing very well. And I'm not crediting myself for doing that, but I'm saying he's done well so far. It's beautiful. Half-wits must give me a break when they think that whatever they think is the truth and whatever I think is not true. And I'm not also saying that whatever I think is the truth. We can all make mistakes. So Sifuna is doing so well. I like what he's doing. He's out there, he's campaigning, he's putting his bid to the people, he's publicizing it. That is how politics is done. The next thing is building a structure, which we've always sang. Once he does his structure, he's a formidable candidate. He's a reasonable candidate that is good to take over the country in 2032 and beyond. So it's a beautiful thing that he's doing.
2032?
Now, of course. Political facts are quite painful.
True.
But he's a formidable candidate.
You don't believe that Sifuna is strong enough for 2027?
He is very strong for 2027.
Okay.
He can actually be the president in 2027. But are there variables that will make him sit or not? Yes, somebody just asked in the comment section that I should talk about Professor Gitile's remarks today.
Yes. I am not very much aware of the. Are you aware of what he said?
I would tie it.
Okay.
With this that if you look at the united opposition deeply, then you will see something. I always in our house we call it the ghost data.
Okay.
We always try to find what is the common point between or amongst the united opposition. You find that there's a puppeteer somewhere in the united opposition who either is puppeteering it directly or indirectly or sections of it. And that is the united opposition is now tiered or tired into several stratospheres. We have one which is talking about the Kikuyu and how they need to arrange their politics. Another one which is looking at the administrative rearrangement of our political hygiene, where Matiang'i is being brought in. Another one that we were with you at that rally and we analyzed here.
Yeah.
There was a van in the rally that was having some funny tattoo, and you Googled or you Gemini'd it, and it showed us what that funny tattoo meant. I didn't even know. And that van was coming from a particular candidate or a particular person in this country who is Uhuru Kenyatta. And you can realize that the united opposition is either stuck together or divided by one person. And that is the Uhuru Kenyatta factor. So when Uhuru Kenyatta is playing suboptimal, he's not coming out clearly to support either of them at this moment.
What do you mean by suboptimal? What does that mean?
When you see
in the shadows,
not well, you could call it in the shadows, but I want to look at it in terms of the ocean. When you have a nice boat that, I don't know if it's called a boat or a ship, the one that carries people. Ship, right?
Yeah, ship.
It carries people. It is going from point A to point B. It is beautiful. It is made public. It floats above the water, or it floats on water. Okay? So that it is seen. It is known. Container ship, for example, it is known where they're going. So there's nothing cagey about it. There's nothing weird about it. But then we have this other water bodies or water equipment that operates suboptimal. They're not floating.
Yeah.
They are somewhere in the middle. Why are they somewhere in the middle? It is because there's something they're going for, and they don't want to be seen. And so they want to arrive they're carrying some payload within them, and they're going to a particular direction, which they normally don't dictate clearly that we are going to X, Y, Z, because even their radar is not on. So when you operate suboptimal, it means you have a weird intention. As long as Uhuru is operating suboptimal within the united opposition, you can see he's organizing Azimio, the wing of Kalonzo. True or false? He's organizing it. You can hear them saying, oh, today we've changed, who is the leader, who is the secretary general, who chaired the meeting, quote unquote, Uhuru Kenyatta, who is the party leader of Azimio.
Yeah.
These are things we've heard of before. Then you see Nani walking and talking, Matiang'i. You all know that is a tortoise that is on top of a pole. And when you find a tortoise on top of a pole, you know that didn't get there alone. Somebody must have put it there. And you're like, okay, what is Matiang'i trying to do? There's another organization within Jubilee. Oh, there's somebody appointed deputy party leaders, Nani. There's no proper processes. Then you look at Rigathi on the other side. He's also trying to position himself as the absolute king of Mount Kenya. But constantly, you hear him throw in the name of Uhuru Kenyatta. So, being that Uhuru is operating suboptimal, then doesn't have a clear candidate, then he's controlling directly what happens in the united opposition. So the question is, what does Uhuru want? It is the biggest question of opposition, unfortunately. Now, if you analyze it in such fashion, then you come and look at Sifuna. When Sifuna stands to talk about Uhuru Kenyatta, what does he say about him? Does he speak nicely about him, or does he speak to the ill?
I think mostly he avoids that topic.
Yeah, but when he speaks about him, because he has spoken about him.
Good words.
He says very kind words to him. Okay? He's not like a Odhiambo. He does not hit Uhuru Kenyatta at all. So there's a factor there of Uhuru Kenyatta. So analyzing the future of Sifuna in terms of the presidency in 2027 is entirely dependent on what Uhuru wants. Because it's the glue that can galvanize the opposition or not.
But is it the glue that is galvanizing the opposition, or is the glue that is galvanizing Linda Mwananchi?
No, Linda Mwananchi is a small sect of the united opposition.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you don't need to galvanize Linda Mwananchi. Linda Mwananchi already has a strong person there who resigned from Jubilee and went there. I always call them do you call them sleeper cell agents?
Sleeper cell agents.
Yes. So there's a sleeper cell agent who is inside there already, who is ensuring that mikakati iko sawa sawa. So ametoa nguo ya Jubilee akavaa Linda Mwananchi.
Okay, so then what are they doing? They are actively listening and taking back the word.
Of course. It is
making sure that nobody else is interfering with the flow of money.
Not really flow of money, just even the
flow of information.
Just even flow of information, because information is what is most important in political. It's called espionage. So you must find your espionage and counter-espionage strategies.
So Pauline Njoroge is doing political espionage.
Maximum political espionage in Linda Mwananchi. Maximum. Yeah, because she does not go there and hang out outside the door where people are sitting inside. She's most probably one of the people ambao wanavutiwa viti na anakaa. Yeah,
the silent listener to every conversation is Uhuru Kenyatta at Linda Mwananchi.
Exactly, but his face is not there. Okay, so Uhuru Kenyatta, if you look at politics deeply, the way I'm looking at it, and it's not that my looking is the best. No, it's just my maybe shallow understanding that I read a lot of Uhuru Kenyatta factor overtly or covertly. He's on it.
Okay. And then we do you believe that Uhuru Kenyatta is the puppeteer behind Linda Mwananchi?
First of all, Jagero, there's a lot of hands in this Linda Mwananchi movement, because in one angle you'll hear they're still in Azimio. Actually, they are purporting to be in Azimio as they are like a mother umbrella.
Okay.
Where if, I'm supposing maybe if things went wrong, they can still hide in Azimio.
Okay.
But what I know for sure is everything that is happening in politics, it has to be as a reason. It's just nothing just happened for without a reason.
Yeah.
And you see, in any leadership, the true measure of leadership is always influence.
Okay.
How can you influence your people? And the best way you can influence your people, you find how do you call it? Something that can bring you together.
Okay.
So I'd like to believe it in some way. There are some strings that the former president is pulling behind the scene,
okay,
to ensure that they have put maximum pressure on William Ruto, because even him, the former president, this benefits him, because in one way or the other, keeping the president in check allows him to either have a clear control and a picture about his legacy based on protecting his political interest,
okay,
the political interest of maybe his family, his friends. So it's a plus for him, even if we are just presuming, if at all is pulling those strings behind the scene. Yeah, we can argue is the.
So I asked Odhiambo why he's talking loudly about Oparanya, publicly asking Oparanya and you know. Why do you think he's doing that? He could just go into a meeting and drink uji with Oparanya. Or why is he asking that?
You see, ever since Sifuna emerged,
okay,
as the Sising Sifuna issue, there's always one thing that has been clear.
Okay.
And he has been very smart about it.
Okay.
Even when he was in a show, he was being asked, like, do you want to be the president of this country? And every time he's returning the question to the people. Let the people we will say, people will decide. But I remember when even they went to see Kalonzo, after there was some rumors that Kalonzo has been called to State House. It's Kalonzo who was the one even pronouncing that Sifuna is going to run for president. But there was no anywhere clear that Sifuna has come out that I'm going to run for president. Even up today, he's hiding in words like you'll hear.
Why do you think he did that? Why do you think he always does not want to say that?
I don't know. Maybe it's a tact. Maybe it's a strategy. But to me, I think the moment they broke away from ODM and formed their movement,
okay,
that was his goal. Just like what Rigathi did.
Yeah.
And Rigathi from there built his momentum and already has structures. The reason why even DCP is disturbing people in the mountains because Rigathi already has structures.
Yeah.
He has offices in every constituency for DCP. Yeah, so I think the problem with the Sifushan faction is those issues of structure.
And the Oparanya.
Now, the Oparanya issue, in any politics, Jagero, let's say you are a mbunge somewhere, and maybe at the national level we have different ideologies. Now, Baba even did this with Orengo.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm going to your turf to show you that if you have a problem with me, let's square it as men.
Okay.
Here in the ground.
Yeah.
Tusiache kelele huko juu. I've come here in your background to talk to your people, to tell your people that even if you are differing, support me. I need your support. And even him calling Oparanya out, I think it's also a strategy in a way. He's positioning himself because already the ODM faction, I hear tomorrow they'll be having a retreat, the broad-based retreat in Naivasha.
Yeah.
They were trying to front Oparanya to come as the deputy president to deputize Mr. William Ruto as we go for the 2027 election. So I think that one also to some extent prompted Sifuna to call Oparanya out in the public because even
so that Oparanya does not take the baton that ODM is trying to give to him.
Yes, it's about influence. So
because then if Oparanya agrees and says, look, I am ready to be the deputy president, then that hurts Sifuna badly. How badly?
Do you know this? Okay, in my view, this coming election, the battleground for votes is going to be in Western.
Okay.
Yeah, we are going to see a very sustained campaign that we've never seen in Western Kenya. So I believe him squaring with Oparanya out. Maybe there's a feeling, maybe there's a wave from the ground that is telling Sifuna that you need to handle the issue of Oparanya.
Because it's a dangerous move. It's a dangerous move.
And even if you are Kinabuni Kalole, they were talking, I think they've told him, just we can't talk for you, go to him directly, just call him out. Yeah, call Oparanya out, tell him to step down to support you, and even if he doesn't want, you've said your piece. You don't have a problem with him.
Yeah.
So Sifuna is playing the underdog in this fight. But we definitely know what's going on. So it's a good, people are wanajipanga, which is a good thing.
I don't know whether Miruka has anything to say about this because we are actually talking about your boss. Do you want to sit it out? Because I want to quickly go to Odhiambo. If you want to say something, that's fine.
You see, one of the things that I do not agree with many people is that Sifuna is slowly becoming a treble kingpin in the Western. Because I want you to look at it. The moment that Sifuna stepped there, that is since Friday until today, what has happened? Madividi is already in Western doing UDA grassroots movements. What is Wetangula doing? What about every other person who is in government doing because of what Sifuna is doing?
Yeah.
So the realization is the fact that, and you see when the government is mobilizing these people to attend their functions, there's some incentives that are already provided in terms of reimbursements, fare and all that.
Okay.
Yet those numbers do not necessarily meet in terms of the crowds that Sifuna is pulling. That's number one. Number two, I think we need to come out from this thinking that Sifuna is just a Western kingpin.
Okay.
Because we must look at it that the moment that Sifuna announced himself to this population was during the 2024 protest, the Gen Z protest.
No, actually, I am asking a different question.
Yes.
The question is, a lot of people, I have spoken with a few people, and they're saying that the powers to be want to restrict Sifuna to Western, so that he appears as a kingpin from that area. So that if he goes to Homa Bay, and going to Homa Bay he does, in the next 1 week on the 16th, I believe, of this month, he's going to Homa Bay.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, some people have told me that they want Sifuna to have the numbers he's having in Western, uninterrupted by anybody else.
Okay.
But they don't want Sifuna to be commanding those numbers. And the only place that Sifuna has actually commanded those numbers is actually in the Western region. If you look at Kitengela, he comes close. But the magnitude that we have seen are basically coming from. So the question was, do you think that somebody is trying to restrict Sifuna to a Luya kingpin, so that he does not look, so that we do not see the national face of Sifuna? That's the question I'm asking. And then the other question is, what about Oparanya? Why does he want Oparanya badly? According to you, why do you guys want Oparanya?
Number one, I will start with the second question.
Yeah.
If you've been watching Sifuna, you'll realize he has this tactic of inviting you or challenging you because he knows very well that once he attacks you publicly, you'll have to respond. And I think that is what he did with the president about the issue of Kuku and housing and everything, until the president responded.
Okay.
And that is the place that he wanted the president to be at, to actually show him, now I'm at this level with you. Same thing with Oparanya. We know he has influence in the Western region, but he's calling him out directly so that he can respond. And that response now feeds into what his growing influence in the Western region. Because if he can respond to him, then it means actually he has heard what he's saying. The fact that he has called him out doesn't mean that it is a must. First of all, one thing that you have said, he respects him because of the influence he has had in his political career in terms of how he has built him and everything. So there is the part of actually I respect you. But even as I respect you, this is where I'm going and I need you to support me. Whether you like it or not, I've made it public. The other thing that you're saying about being curtailed, we know in our country that all politics is local. Okay. All right? So one of the things that people have been saying is that the Western region was divided. They never vote in the same. There has always been no unity within the Luhya nation. So what he's trying to do is to establish that base. That is number one. Okay. But I want us to understand that Sifuna has only traversed 17 counties in this country, and he still has 30 more to go, including the one for Homa Bay next week. That does not mean the fact that he's trying to establish a base, he's not a national leader. Because I think that is something that I want to help many young people to look at.
But it is interesting, though, that when he went to Kitengela, he did not call anybody from that county to bless him. He has gone to several other parts, but he's not called for any blessing. But he's calling for blessing in his own, homeyard, backyard. Why then? Why is he specifically calling for somebody that he knows is very powerful in his hometown? I mean, why only in Kakamega? Why does he want this specific blessing? Because then, if Oparanya blesses him, then he becomes the kingpin of Kakamega, right? Of Luhya land. Yes. So he wants to become the kingpin of Luhya land.
Of course, when you look at how politics is being played currently, okay, let's look at Kalonzo. Kalonzo commands the eastern region.
Even as you answer that, do you think that he's falling into the trap of Rigiji, who has always said, bring us your numbers? Sisi, utatuletea numbers kwa table ndo tuongee. Is this feeding into the fact that, okay, look, Mr. Gachagua, even Oparanya actually endorsed and blessed me. What else do you have? I have the Luhya numbers with me, right?
I would want to say that for me, when you look at it, he's consolidating his base in terms of where he's coming from. Okay. And that is the most important thing. Number two, Sifuna is not just a regional or a Western kingpin, because that notion needs to be taken out. Sifuna is well accepted across the country, across the divide. That is why my friend Odhiambo will tell you the guy is good, he's built for the future.
But do you think the rest of the country is an addition?
In terms of?
As addition, because Gachagua starts with Mount Kenya.
Yes.
And then adds. He's been going to Masai Land, he's going to Meru, he's going to Somali, because those are just additions of what he has. Do you think that Sifuna wants to put, is it 4 million, is it 6 million Luhyas?
Yes.
In his pocket and then goes to the other side parts of the country to add?
Of course, he has to start from there, because even the president, whenever he's campaigning, he'll always have to ensure that there is a base that I have that I can actually count probably 4 million votes, 5 million votes, 6 million votes in terms of the Rift Valley. Yeah. So that is very essential, because many people have been accusing Sifuna and telling him, you do not even command the Western region. Okay. All right? So part of that is to ensure, and one of the things we must also note is that many people from the Western region have largely accepted Sifuna and said, our son. This time we want the president to be our son. So that reception is one of the things that has actually helped to brand him. But going forward, even as you look at it, Sifuna, and that is why I keep insisting this, that Sifuna is not just a Western tribal kingpin. Because then
the question is, and I'm now jumping to Odhiambo, Odhiambo, the question is now, the expectation is that if he goes to Homa Bay, he will be asking Wanga to bless him. Rather, because that's now the modus operandi. But the question is, I'm coming back to Kakamega and asking you, okay, Oparanya is very influential. He's got about 1 million votes in Kakamega itself. Okay, what do you hear from Sifuna when he's desperate for Oparanya's endorsement?
I don't know where you're getting your figures from, because as a prudent journalist, you must be getting your facts from somewhere. Saying that Oparanya controls about 1 million votes or influences is faulty. Okay. According to the last dashboard that I have, is that Oparanya, of the 3,600 respondents that we did interview, 21% of them told us that wherever Oparanya will direct them to go, they will go. 21 out of 100 is significant, yes, but it's not commanding. Okay. So yes, does he have a significant command of Western Kenya, especially Kakamega? arguable to me because it moves.
Okay.
We are looking at the voter behavior. Every other 2 weeks, we are analyzing. I have great interest in Kakamega County, and you know that. So at 21%, does Oparanya have what I call sway influence? Yes, sway influence in terms of the smaller seat campaigns. But at the national scale, Oparanya is neither here nor there in Kakamega County. But does this sit at a perception sway position? Okay? There's a conversion sway position where Oparanya's influence, when Oparanya says, vote this guy, 21% are saying, representative are saying, we will go where Oparanya is telling us to go in terms of these smaller seats, governor, whatever. But in terms of national scale, Oparanya has no bearing. If he says today, vote Ruto, do you think everybody in Kakamega or this 21% will actually follow him to vote Ruto? No. It could be lower, it could be higher, but that is dependent on what happens until the time that we are doing that poll. Okay? But the poll we have so far is that UDA's influence in Western Kenya to now, especially Kakamega County, is at 4% compared to the rest of the parties. Okay? ODM still commanding 40% control of Kakamega. Now, with that, then you want to ask yourself a question. Where does Oparanya sit then to influence? With this 21% independent influence, combined with ODM structure influence, then he sits at 61%. That is if he sits within the ODM structure. Does he sit within the ODM structure? No. The governor there has chased him out of the ODM structure. The governor there is the chairman of ODM in that county. Okay? So which means the levers of politics, Oparanya doesn't have it. But perception-wise, unasikia kama Jagger anasema nini? It's called the idol of the marketplace. Who is speaking about what? And can that direction then be where we can maybe start considering? Yes. So why Sifuna goes for Oparanya is because Sifuna is out on a conquest. And it's a very bukusu behavior. That when you're out for a conquest, you go for the strongest or the kings of particular places. It's a conquest. So as you move, you don't have to fire a bullet. Sun Tzu tells us in The Art of War that the greatest of the fighters the greatest of a general captures a city without firing a bullet. And that's what this fellow is trying to do. That if he goes to Oparanya publicly and says, Oparanya, kindly also support me. Oparanya is part of the Luya oligarchy. Okay? That is a given fact. He's a billionaire, which means he can finance a few things. Though I've never seen where he finances, but I understand he can finance a few things. If he decides to use money, he never uses it. But if he decides to use money, okay? So, one, Sifuna looks at Oparanya as somebody who can finance him. Two, Oparanya originally comes from the Kenyatta cloth. This could sound a little monotonous with the Kenyatas, but Oparanya is a Kenyatta operative. And it's cut from that cloth. It was introduced to public service by the Kenyatas. He worked for them for a long time, actually. Okay? So, is this trying to cement a relationship? Yes. But most importantly, when one of the key oligarchs says that, okay, mimi sina shida na Sifuna, then now it reduces the resistance because Sifuna is answering one big question amongst the Luya land, or amongst the Luya. Am I being accepted? Now, apart from the Bukusu, who have about 5% of the vote in this country, okay, you come to the Wanga, because in Kakamega we have 12 sub-counties, and 3 of them is the Wanga. You know the Wanga? The Wanga kingdom? Yeah. Yes. So it's a kingdom. Look at it from that perspective. And whoever controls Kakamega politics, quote unquote, then sits at the epicenter of the larger Luya politics, what we call the national politics. Because majority of Luya decisions are either made in Bungoma or Kakamega, but majorly Kakamega. So it's a very important thing that is doing. That is putting, what my brother said, is pitting Oparanya against the community interest. That do you want to go for the presidency, or do you still want to go for the deputy presidency that you're being offered by ODM? It's a very outward attack on Oparanya, which will work for Sifuna. And of course, the best response that Oparanya can give is silence. This one you don't have to answer. Because the moment you answer, as you said successfully, he will drag you to his level. And there's one time I had a client who I was organizing for media work in this country. And the panelists, the journalists loved to panel him with Sifuna. And anytime they started with Sifuna used to whitewash him. And I told my client, it's either you never appear on set with this SG.
Is it the guy that used to when he's with Sifuna he laughs a lot?
Yes, that guy. Yeah.
Tom Ojienda.
I don't know.
Yeah, he shouldn't go for interviews. He's useless.
I used to tell him don't.
No, he should not be going for interviews. He's so poor at it.
No, he's good at it. But with Sifuna, it was a no. Sifuna used to watch him. I didn't like it. Yeah. So I understand Sifuna from that perspective. That when
she can go to interviews, but not with Sifuna.
Yes, because you know the beauty and challenge with Tom is this. Now that you've said him, I wanted it to be hidden again. Right? Shida, would you see him?
But hapa ni mali pazuri. That is the correct Swahili. Yenda can learn a few things about public speaking.
He watches us a lot.
Yes, he should. So go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was finishing something before you jump to that.
Let him finish. I'm going to forget this one. Okay. Let him finish.
Yeah. So Tom is very solid in terms of his thinking. He's clear. He's very articulate in terms of the law. Yeah. He understands the game of politics. But there is a point where if you're dealing with a fundamentalist debater, it becomes difficult to surmount. Yeah. Because the fundamentalist will simply drag you to fundamentals. Yeah. And fundamentals are not, you cannot negate fundamentals because they're fundamentals. Yeah. And Sifuna is a fundamentalist. That's why it's telling us, let's go to the preamble. That's fundamentalism. Yeah. And people who understand politics, the breadth of it and the width of it will tell you, avoid fundamentalists in politics. For reasons which maybe we cannot share here, because they will then pit us against the moral question of the nation. Yeah.
Okay, but then I'm still staying with him, my brother. Just a minute before I come back to you. Oparanya himself.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to do about the fact that ODM wants him to front him as the deputy president 2027, and his younger brother is crying for help? On the other hand. What as of Paranya, what do you do?
What my brother here said is very true. That Western Kenya is going to be a swing vote, and Nyanza is also going to be a swing area. Interestingly,
Nyanza.
Yes, Nyanza.
It's going to be swinging to who?
It is a swing area.
Nyanza, Luo Nyanza.
Yes. Nyanza in general. Kisii is swing.
Kisii is going to swing.
Kisii must swing.
Kisii will swing, but I doubt Luo Nyanza is going to swing.
I will tell you why.
Do you think that the Luoland is going to vote? Sifuna is going to get anything in Luoland?
I will tell you why it will swing.
Yeah.
The reason as why
Sifuna is getting some?
So Western will swing because they don't have that harmony. Okay, in terms of a political goal, a community political goal, they've never had it. And even if it's there, it's always fragmented.
Yes.
So then, people will kata kidogo na waende nayo because there's so many kings and so many kingpins. That's why everybody's maintaining an inch of Luya land. That mimi hawa ni wangu. Then they come with this hawa ni wangu on the table. But it's proven before that you can come with hawa ni wangu, your small inch, and you get something. Right now, Aki is serving as the Senate, the National Assembly, whatever, and Ukwa is in the Prime Cabinet Secretary's office. Okay, now if we can analyze the rest and see how it is apportioned, everybody gets something small. So that tells you, if Luya unites, it's dangerous for the political equation of the country, especially for the three big boys, that is Luo, Kikuyu, and Kalenjin. Because as long as the Luyas are united, one thing happens in this country: the political equation shifts permanently to Kalenjin and Kikuyu and Luya. Luos are relegated. But is there a role that Luo play, which is fundamental in the question of polity, that Luyas maybe are not playing right now? And why Luyas then find themselves with the Luos most of the time? It's because Luos are a little bit loud and they're a little bit more eloquent and articulate on political issues. And they're more willing to spend their energy, time, invest their emotions in politics. And you can see it, you can feel it. When you want to test the spirit of the nation, just look at what's happening in Luoland. or what is their national interest, or what is their big dog talking about. That's where most of the time the country will be either in agreement or in contravention with. Now, how does then Luo Nyanza and Kisii become a swing area? Luo Nyanza becomes a swing area because of apathy.
Yeah.
Voter apathy.
Yeah.
Yes. As long as they don't turn out to vote, then they become a swing. How do they become a swing? It swings to the advantage of the opposition. If they come out to vote where they were left, quote unquote, okay, then they swing to the president's advantage. And that is why Luo Nyanza in 2027, again, is going to determine the presidency in a very simple way, by way of turnout. Today you will hear silly narratives going on down there. That, you know, that day of election, don't bother. Just sit in the house, oga vizuri. Ikifika saa 8 ndio amuke uende kwa polling station. As long as by 2, in fact, as long as by 10, people have not voted, you're wasting time. You must mobilize your votes by 9 a.m.
Yeah.
That you have ensured that your cluster heads have shown up at the polling stations and they can mark that our 100 cells have already voted their home.
What is the percentage of Luo vote that goes to Ruto in 2027?
In my estimation of a 65% turnout, maximum voter turnout.
We are talking about the 100 cast.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because you can't talk about a voter count.
No, don't confuse me.
No, you can't talk about vote count without a turnout.
No, don't confuse me. What I'm asking is very simple.
Okay.
Treat what we have as 100%.
All right.
The ones when you wame chumbulo. As 100%. You give me the percentage of that goes to Ruto in 2027. Because you every day you are in Lowland. Every day you are in Lowland. What do you think?
Ruto
and you've done polls there.
Yeah, Ruto takes from about 60%.
60%.
And that's dangerous. Very dangerous. If elections were called today, Ruto will take 6%. 40% going either to apathy or opposition is a dangerous game for him. He needs about 75% minimum in Lowland.
75%?
To have a commanding lead.
Where is the... I'm coming back to you, Ms. Linda Mwananchi, but just allow me. Where is the 25 going?
Where's the 25?
Yeah, 25%.
Where is the 40?
40?
Yeah,
40%.
40%. So 40% sits at home.
Wow. This guy, what's wrong, boy? Did you hear my question?
I got your question.
Yeah, but why do you go back to the ones that have not voted?
You want to talk about the ones that have voted?
Yes.
And I've told you 40% goes to the advantage of the opposition.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So Sifuna, Gachagua, Matiang'i,
yes.
Maraga, and all those other guys.
The most solid swing that both the opposition and the regime will be looking at is Kisii. That's a solid swing. You have Matiang'i, you have it.
Yeah.
That's a very solid swing. Luo is not a solid swing. It's a very wavy swing. It can shift either.
But again, where does it... So then you are telling me that the respectful number that Sifuna can actually get from Lowland is just about 5 to 10% of the votes?
No. You said out of the 100, and I've told you 60 will go to Ruto, 40 will go to the opposition.
Yeah. Okay? So then I'm asking you specifically about Sifuna. Okay, what do you think?
Sifuna could command maybe 10 or 5% of Lowland.
Oh my God.
Maybe. I'm not speaking as a hater. I am on the ground.
You agree with
because I'm seeing a similar problem. Especially me, I have a problem with the apathy.
Okay.
There's a lot of Luo Nyanza that are going to sleep. People are not going to vote in Luo Nyanza. A lot. I can see it. Watu wengi watatoka kuvuka.
Kwa nini shida itakuwaje?
I feel some of the first thing is about the Baba factor one. Because even now if you get outside here, even if you talk to our parents back at home, they'll tell you like they don't have a reason. Nyinyi vijana mpange nchi. Mimi yangu nimemaliza na baba.
Yeah.
Live. They'll tell you why should I go there? To do what?
Why is this guy in? Right? Why are you crestfallen?
Because one thing that really disturbs me here, every day, is that when you talk about Sifuna, people have always, you know, people. What today
we are just talking about Luo Nyanza.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Don't conflate.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't.
You are saying that.
Don't generalize. We were talking about the Luo vote, Mr. Meruka.
Today you are saying that Sifuna will get 5 to 10% of Luo vote.
Okay.
But I want you to know.
Okay.
For the longest time, Luo Nyanza was coming out to vote because of Baba.
Yes.
And as you said, Baba is no more. So give them a reason as to why they're actually going to vote for Ruto.
Okay.
All right? Right now, whoever...
The reason why they're going to vote for Ruto,
yes.
I've got a few reasons why they might vote for Ruto overwhelmingly.
Of course,
those
reasons could be there. Being led by the...
You see the way Sifuna, you see the way Gachagua has poisoned the Mount Kenya West?
Yes.
That's the same route, the same way Ruto has done Luo Nyanza, but positively.
Okay.
It's a reality.
Yeah.
If you go there every day, I was there in Kisumu and I did a town hall there. The feeling is completely different. And it has shifted to the point of where you ask yourself, when did they actually start loving Ruto? And it is in their attitude, it's in their voice. They will tell you, they will repeat it to you, and they will show you things. And I think a lot of people from outside Luoland really do not understand how deeply rooted Ruto has gone into Luoland and completely infected him.
Actually, there was a youth. There was a time I was back at home, and I'm asking this guy, why should we vote Ruto? And he's telling me, if you ask me as a youth, as a Kenyan youth, me, I'm one term. But if you ask me as a Luo, I'm two term.
I love that.
What are you saying?
He told me like, me if you ask me as a Kenyan youth, I'm one term as a Kenyan youth. But if you ask me as a Luo, I'm two term.
Very nice.
Now, there comes.
He's saying if these people were genuine about changing this country, why is the Linda Wananchi tafutana na those who says what for?
Yeah, and
why is he going to
let explain the point.
And then Jagero, you see, now when you are speaking, the message like regard this behaving like what Baba used to be. Is either if you want to scale your political heights, is either Ugonge Baba or Usiku Baba.
And there is something that Odhiambo needs to tell us. There is serious grassroots mobilization for Ruto in Luo Nyanza.
Very.
And you can't see who is doing it. Odhiambo, who is doing it?
Very.
Serious mobilization to the Luo vote in Nyanza region. Those sleeper cells you're talking about.
The sleeper cells are active.
Actually, they're complaining about the issue of zoning.
I will tell you, even me when I go to the ground and I talk to people, one thing I outrightly tell them, that you know what? We cannot be in contravention of the regime. We must continue. Continuity is important because for the first time, for example in Homa Bay, we have tasted what it looks like to have some small things falling from power. We have seen some tarmac road all over there. We have seen some aggregation parks being built in Homa Bay, Rio Place. We have seen some fish market being built. We didn't know that these things we thought that if you beat government, you can get. Yeah. But we realized, no, don't beat it. Sing to it and you get. Unfortunately, it is the reality of our politics. So when I go down there and speak to my people, don't mean tell them, Gonga Serikali, sema one term.
So you have Kisumu city with millions of with lots of votes, and if you go down to the grassroots, you feel Ruto everywhere.
He's everywhere.
For whatever, and they're not even with politicians.
And they're not financed.
Huh?
They're not financed. Because
that one I don't know about.
I can tell you. let me tell you for example.
That one I don't know about.
Let me tell you for example.
The finance part I am not sure.
I want to tell you for example. If you look at, for example, let's talk about the girl you're talking about in Kisumu, the one who's going for women rep.
Yes.
That is a girl I saw putting on t-shirt in Nyalenda just the other day.
Yeah.
She hasn't worked in government or in any public service position. But she's been actively talking about government issues to a level that the government picked the signal that there's somebody who's talking about us. Even a big governor in Luoland actually looked for her, and she was telling me that I was looked for by this governor and told that you're doing such a good job. We have got good things for you. But she's consistent. It's working for her. If she gets some fuel to move around, why not? If somebody's talking positive in your name, why not get them some fuel? It is not bad. It's an expectation that you can. They're not asking for it, but if you give them, it's good. But also, the UDA structure just before the handshake between Ruto and Raila. For example, in Homa Bay, the UDA structure had penetrated a big percent. Let me reveal something here today.
Yes.
They will do me nothing, so I will say it. During the Madaraka Day celebration in Homa Bay, I want to tell you a short story of what happened. During the Madaraka Day, the drama that happened on the eve of Madaraka Day was spectacular. There was an expected drama in terms of booing the president the following day. That is on the Madaraka Day. Are you aware that ODM had put and prepared their people to go into the stadium and occupy the seats? And then what did the state do? They tinkered it and said, no, the gates are not going to be open until 3 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
But at 11, 8,000 UDA people were already prepared, and the gates were open when the ODM guys were sleeping and waiting for 3 a.m. And this guy flocked. And inside there, they were wearing UDA regalia. That in case of anything, they were just to remove and remain UDA.
So this is
the political arrangement and organization of UDA is near intelligence operation.
Yeah.
It is near intelligence, but it is not intelligence led.
Come on.
Yeah.
You are bullshitting me. Anyway,
are you seeing an intelligence in it?
I'm not.
You speak if you are courageous. Here's the camera. Say.
Is that not a threat?
No.
Wait, Miruka, is that not a threat?
It is. Actually, it's a coercion.
It's a coercion. Because I do not. You know what I don't understand, Mr. Elvis, right? Elfas is that when I see whatever is going on in Luo Nyanza, and my suspicion is that the same thing might be going on in Mount Kenya region.
The sleeper cells.
The sleeper cells organized by the people there.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that the kind of what I'm seeing in Luo Nyanza is Gachagua is making sure that the same thing happens in the Mount Kenya region.
Yeah.
And Matiang'i is also doing his own thing down there, and Kalonzo is doing his own thing there. And the thing is that at the end of at the tail end of 2027, it looks like we have all gone back to where we came from.
Yeah.
And therefore, the question then you are asking of Sifuna is, where are you coming from? And then you realize that, okay, because Miruka does not understand what we are talking about the Luo land.
Yeah.
And the belief is that, okay, the Gen Z in Luo land are supporting Sifuna. And they don't. They don't at all.
That's the reality.
They don't. And sometimes when you say these things on political podcasts like this one, somebody might say that you are hitting you are hating Sifuna, or you are pouring cold water on the movement of Linda Mwananchi.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the question now. We have a problem in Mabei,
which is
Sifuna is going there.
Yeah, that's actually what I wanted to bring to
Okay.
That one, Sifuna has done his tours majorly in the western region of Kenya.
Yes.
And right now, he's going to Nyanza to battle those grounds in Nyanza.
Yes.
And like it or not, because he's not going there alone.
Yeah.
Sifuna is going there with people who can influence the ground like Akina Babu, Akina Karoli Omondi. And in fact, they have been doing the preparations. All right? It is not true to say that Sifuna does not have support in Luo Nyanza, because it's not that he's going there for the first time.
Yeah.
Whether it's in Homa Bay, whether it's in Migori, or whatever part of Luo Nyanza. And once that wave kicks up in Luo Nyanza, then you will start to see a shift in terms of, because I want you to understand, the people who are leading this Sifuna movement are largely young people. And largely young people that have bought this Sifuna idea that we actually need constitutionalism in terms of the governance of this country. And so many people are slowly picking up the idea. In as much as it has been running in Western, as soon as it enters into Nyanza and it does all these rallies, slowly by slowly, the mindset will change. And the reason why Luo Nyanza has been so strong so far is the fact that many of the partners in broad-based government actually are in Luo Nyanza. The likes of Akina Gladys Wanga, the likes of who else? I mean, when you look at partners in broad-based, majorly they come from Luo Nyanza.
And one of the issues that is very problematic for Sifuna, I think, in Luo Nyanza, is the fact that Sifuna is trying to get them out of government and then return them to government.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest problem,
because
and it's a very risky move.
It's because now if you speak to Luos, they actually believe that they're in government, whether false or not, but they believe that they're squarely there. And they have their most influential man in government right now, PS Raymond Omolo, who is extremely popular, by the way. I came to realize just the other day how that gentleman who doesn't speak a word is so popular in Luo land.
Very.
I mean, it's like witchcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, the popularity of Raymond Omolo in Lowland is like witchcraft. It's like voodoo. Because he doesn't speak. So how is he? Why is he?
Let me analyze for you quickly. And I've always said this, that I've interacted with Raymond's people severally. And I've seen how they're operating. Raymond has learned one thing. He's not operating within the old ODM structure.
Okay.
Or within the old axis of either Odingaism or Tomboyaism.
Okay.
He's created his own path, which is fragmenting is charity. Let me call it charity, because he has a very big charity front, where he's looking at he has something for widows, building houses for widows. It is insignificant, but I want to give you a quick example, quick mathematics. If you build 76 houses for widows, 76 widows, hiyo ni mabati 1,000. You shall have the normal gauge 30 dumuzas. It will cost you about 1 million shillings to buy the iron sheet. We're gonna msumari in 500,000. So 1.5, 76 houses. And then he's done this and planned this or arranged these widow groups. So many of them. So how does Raymond anchor himself amongst the Luo conversation? He goes to the forgotten, okay, which is the widows. And women are very trustworthy in politics compared to us men.
True.
When women tell you we are going this direction, they will do it. Unlike men take time to decide. And majorly, somehow, we tend to see where's the excitement going.
Yeah.
That's where we then start to follow. Now, two, Raymond has created another structure of new line speakers and new line economic resolve, not empty political rhetoric. Initially, even now wengine hawa sitaki kuwataja majina hawa Jaluo ambao kwenye serikali, they've been of empty political rhetoric. Yeah, you avoid wanga kabisa. They've been of empty political rhetoric. when they come to the people, avoid wanga. Yeah, when they come to the people,
another threat.
when they come to the people, they were just saying nonsense, really. And one time, Joshua Nyamuri told me that he was once sitting with some bigwig from Lowland who told him that you must ensure that the economic status of the people remains at least in the same fashion for 15 years for you to be a successful career politician. And that is the old legacy Luo politician. And Ray comes in and distorts that and starts having a charity front which is solving issues. Because Luos, I don't know if it happens amongst your people, but for us, we help each other. Ukona shida ya school fee, wanasema anta kusaidia, then they never help. But Ray says, I'm going to help you. He helps. Before you meet him, his name has gone ahead of him. Then look at the new political. He has chosen what I call nondescript, and then creates them as centers of power. People who you would not look at them twice in the first instance. But then you realize something about Jagero. If I want to access this fellow, I must go through Jagero, because he's not going for the normal loud Luo politicians. He's going for a very new youthful wing. And they're sober. And they're delivering. They're not dishonest. Wale ambao ukipatia pesa, they don't themselves. Their issues are easy. If you give them 1 million, wamejenga nyumba, na wako sawa. So if you give them 3 million to work with, you can see success. There's something called the Youth Transition Initiative. It's working. There's something of the widows have said, it's working. There's something of the political arrangement. So this fellow has understood. Just shift the center of power from the normal line, bring it to a new line. And it's the way he's marked himself.
So what he's saying that Jagero is a two-term lunatic.
By the way, Jagero also, please do not create the perception that Luo Nyanza is two-term.
No, I'm not creating.
No, why you must?
I am not.
It's just an analysis.
I think the problem with us Kenyans is that we are ideological tourists. So right now we are touring Sifuna, and some are touring Gachagua, and some are touring any other person. So we tour a lot. And the problem that I find with the politics in the country is that they do not want to allow you to say what you have experienced. That even that which you have experienced should not be said. So if I am telling you that I am in Kisumu and I'm speaking to people, and I always speak to people, and I was in a town hall in Kisumu and I'm telling you the feeling that I'm feeling there, and I'm asking you about it, and I'm giving you that experience, you are thinking that I'm sort of doing creating a perception. You know,
because I don't know why they didn't speak the same when we went with Sifuna to Kitengela and we were recording whatever he's doing there, and we told people here, it's there on YouTube, how people are receiving Sifuna. He was welcome. He's always welcome. Whatever. Even now we've talked about him. I mean,
So the idea that I cannot. So somebody is telling me that I should not say my experience in Luoland when I am in Luoland. That
is gagging. That is political.
So that's a bit over the top, and there is nothing to be afraid of. If you think that Sifuna is going to get 30% in Luoland, he's gonna get it, and you're going to prove me wrong when we come here next year after August. But right now, I am just telling you, and the same question can be asked of Mount Kenya. And truly, if right now Gachagua decides that he doesn't like Sifuna, how much do you think he gets from Mount Kenya?
Zero.
It will become very difficult.
So and that is what we are saying. That and that is why Sifuna is looking for the blessings of Oparanya. And that is why it's going to be to get the blessings of people in Omabay. And so on and so forth. So I think that the fact that I always tell people that me, I've never voted for President Ruto. Well, the people that are saying that I'm a total lunatic voted for him 4 times. 2 times. 2 times in 2017.
Who is the real lunatic?
Yes. So who is the real lunatic? You are calling me a lunatic, and I've never voted for this Nilot. Nilot I should be voting for your information. But I didn't. Yes. I never voted for him in 2013.
I've never voted for him.
I never voted for him in 2017 twice. I never voted him in 2022. So you are feeling bad that he's fucked you up.
It's a Gita lover syndrome.
I think that's also a problem with the democracy. It highlights the problem you have with the democracy. You know, democracy is a foreign concept, and the democracy that's there is an American democracy. We don't have a Kenyan democracy. So until as a people we come to the realization that this concept that we inherited as a form of governance, we really need to fuse some things in it so that it represents the Kenyan democracy.
Like what?
Like, for example, the issue you are asking my guy about Sifuna being labeled as a lawyer kingpin. You see, it's our nature of politics. We are tribal beings in this country. There is nowhere. Everyone will tell you, go to Kenya. The first thing they'll tell you, don't talk about their politics. Those guys are so tribal.
You know?
You see, so the problem, I think, is the nature of our democracy. If, as a people, we can come to the realization that I'm coming from somewhere, which is not bad. No, politics is local.
So I'm not laughing about it. I'm laughing something else.
It's okay. Politics is local, Jagero. You see, so from that realization, is then maybe we can have a national conversation. Like, we as a people, me as a Luo, you as a Luya, Jagero as a Luo, what do we really need for this country to go forward? Because until then we answer that question, then every year, every election cycle year, we will be just talking about democracy. But when it comes to the day of voting, everyone is coiling their tailbacks to the
exactly. And this is the most interesting thing. So when and I think in this podcast, a lot of people have always wanted me to know where I actually fall. Am I 1 term or am I 2 term? But the question is, I like talking about 2 term. So what is 2 term? I like talking about 1 term. What is 1 term? 1 term means that we are choosing a presidential candidate, right?
Yes.
So who is it? Yes. So who then is it? Is it Matiang'i? Is it Gachagua? Who is it?
Of course, it is Sifuna.
And if Wesley is sitting on that chair, will you say the same?
That is Jeff,
Yes, Jeff Wesley. Will he say Sifuna?
Jeff will say Gachagua. Even yesterday we were with him here. And the brown guy from Holland will say Kalonzo.
Which brown guy?
The brown guy.
You've not allowed me to put up a defense for Sifuna.
No, we were not. I don't think it was. We were opening up for a debate. I am just telling you how difficult sometimes it is, even for people who are saying that they are one term. Who is their presidential candidate? They don't have. You know, the thing is, I am 44 years old. Me, I'm not a Gen Z.
Yeah.
No. You see, right now, let me tell you something, Mr. Miruka. Yes. Right now, if my wife leaves me, I'm not likely to get married again. You, if your wife leaves you, you're likely to get married again. Mimi niko na saa hivi. You see? So I do not have a lot of this idea of, you know, choose this, choose that, you know, we are still talking, we don't, you know, those kind of things. So for me, I think that when you're coming to me as a 44-year-old who is running a company, you are asking me serious questions.
Yes.
And you need to respond to my needs. Yeah. First of all, I have a wife. Yeah. I have a home. I have a child. I have all these things.
You have a business running.
Yes. Yeah. How are you catering to all these? And you can't just sing for me a song. You know, I can listen to Kolela. Don't sing me another song. Yeah.
Somebody has asked you and I had to read it verbatim.
So that you want me to answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Hii ni swali lazima ujibu. Jageru. Where is it?
Hiyo pesa ya kwenda Kisumu.
Hiyo pesa ya kwenda Kisumu kila weekend unatoa wapi?
Kama si ya tu.
This is Frank. Jageru, hiyo pesa every weekend ya Kisumu. Imetoka wapi?
Kama si ya tu tam.
Tell us.
So they want me to say,
even me, I'm wondering,
the money that I use for going to Kisumu.
Yes, every weekend.
But why don't we start by saying, that Kisumu is my home?
Okay, no, but they're asking.
No.
Yeah.
Because that needs to be said. Right? That Kisumu is actually my birthplace. And currently, I am having a home in Kisumu, a very nice castle.
Yes.
That I like going to. You know? Enjoy. You see? All right? And then I go to Kisumu. I was raised in Obonga. All right? Next to hapo Kanyakwarapu chini hapo. I was raised there. So my home, I was born in Nyakach, which is Kisumu County. Yeah. I was raised in town. The same question can be asked of Odhiambo. Why does he usually go there? But that is my home. People from Kiambu are asking me why I'm going to Kiambu. Can you imagine?
Why are you going to Kiambu?
Yes. These are people from Kiambu asking me why. Because it is like me asking them why they're going to Kiambu.
They're asking you the money.
Yeah?
Where is the money coming from?
But I earn.
How much? You know, whatever I've always been telling you in the Shire of
I'm telling you.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
Let me come to your defense.
You don't need to. I can defend myself.
I have to.
I can defend myself.
Okay, tell them how much you earn.
This camera that is looking at me is 1.5 million. Do you think I niliokota wapi?
So tell them where you got the money from. That's the question.
From the camera. Dude. I have been working for 16 years.
Yeah.
So you see.
So
the challenge.
And I do business, I do branding, I brand everything.
The challenge that these
people
have,
I am one of the brightest minds in content creation.
That is true.
In the world.
The challenge that these people have, Jagero, is that they're looking at you from their perspective.
Yes.
Wanasema,
which perspective is that?
I want to answer Frank.
Which perspective is that?
His perspective is that you cannot afford him. He can't afford going home every weekend, okay? So when somebody affords going home every weekend...
Kwani how much is Jambo Jet?
You're not becoming a new one. Wewe Frank umejibiwa bwana.
Jambo Jet is 12,000
or 9.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The highest is 20.
Yes.
What is 20?
Yes. And I told them that I'm 44 years old.
Yes.
You're not hustling.
No, I am 44 years old.
You've made the system.
Yes.
Money is just coming.
Yes. Wewe on niko na CNN.
Today umefikisha wapi?
Wow, namna gani bwana? Sio Fwekere was here in my studio.
Yes. Obina was here.
Yes, imekuwa na views.
Yes.
See, YouTube wananipatia kitu every month.
I want to say this. The people of the internet, Jagero earns very well. And I was shocked. I was equally shocked when I learned that this guy earns a clean...
No.
I'm saying...
No.
Jagero earns more than 1 million shillings every month.
No.
From content creation. So when you're asking the money that this guy uses, 1 million shillings per month, surely. That's
a lie.
When kama cabinet secretary.
That's a lie.
That's the financial freedom.
Sieleni yangu. Can we go to Gachagua bwana? Unajua, the thing is, I think we need to be treated in as far as our age is concerned. You know me right now, I'm remaining with just about 20 solid years to live in this world. 20.
And Jagero, if I can connect where you've just brought
Go from Nyakachini long.
No.
Get it to finish. Today, Jagero is on the fire.
It is just about 20 years, solid. Kama niko na mguu and I can have sex properly. 20 years. Nitakuwa 65. I'll be 65. And 65, you're just going.
But you know, the most productive ages is between the age of 70 and 80.
It depends.
No, that's
It depends.
Just Google.
Kama hakuna chakula.
Just Google.
Kama hakuna chakula.
And I'll explain to you why. The most productive age is between the ages of 70 and 80, just before senility kicks in.
Senility?
Yes. Yes. Why is it that you're... And it's research that's been done. It's not. I'm not talking from the air of my nose. If you Google, you'll find it. That between 70 and 80, one, you have a lot of network.
Yeah.
Two, you've established not only those networks, but you've also established institutions that are giving you money, systems. Now, like you have your CNN. Let's give an example with SK Macharia. I believe by the time SK Macharia was 50 or something, he had retired from what is called hustling. Yeah. He had shifted from profit-based business to policy-driven business.
End of the ambo. Yeah. And I want to stop you there.
Yeah.
And now you're trying to sell a country to SK Macharia.
Yes.
When he was just around 50. Do you think you come with songs?
No. Solid plan.
Yes.
And that's the exact point. And that's the exact point that I've been riding on as well. That, Sifuna, give us a plan. Where are you going? So that my personal selfish perspective of my company, I run companies, not just one. I want to understand what is your policy around my companies?
Yeah.
What is your company your policy around tax?
Yes, what is your policy around tax?
Yeah.
What is the economic direction you're taking?
Yeah.
If there's nothing, I'd rather go with the stable, because the finance market behaves like a kid.
True.
You subtract money from it, it throws tantrums.
Because
and also with the family, I don't want to a market that is throwing tantrums at me, because it means I'm going to be auctioned again. I don't want to be auctioned.
Yeah.
So Meroka, so this is my story. I come of age and realize that I've been told so many stories about our politics. And the politics, the stories about politics we've been told in Luo Nyanza is very saddening and very gruesome. If you hear the stories of Luo and politics, very gruesome.
Yeah, very.
The first time I get out to vote was the early morning of 2002, when Raila had just said Kibaki tosha, and we trekked for actually 6 kilometers to go and vote. 6 kilometers. From Harambee to Papunditi, it's about 6 kilometers. From the lake, you come all the way, and we were singing. I remember we were led by one of our uncles as we were singing 3-piece song. There was a 3-piece song we were singing, and we went and cast our votes in 2002, and there was serious ululation in Luo land that for the first time we have gotten our president. Bro, that thing did not last 4 months.
Yeah.
And it was chaos. Raila was so mad and pissed off.
Matere Kireri alifunga gate.
Alifunga gate State House. So then we went into political oblivion until 2007. 2007 was the hardest for Luo land.
Yep.
The kind of death that was in Kisumu, it's unbelievable.
The kind of displacements that we saw.
All right?
Yeah.
And I think the Kisses were very affected by 2007 in Kisumu, actually.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes.
I was in Kisii.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
It was terrible. And then that trauma translated to 2013. All right?
Yeah.
I was actually at the university, the Catholic University, when Huruto were announcing when they were smiling at each other.
Yes.
I was a journalist covering that thing. I was so immobile and numb with fear, like raw fear, at the Catholic University, because everybody was dancing around me, and I was feeling like the world had stopped, because Raila that was taking this thing in 2013. Then we go to 2017. 2017 now, the entire Luo nation does not vote. In the second one, they don't.
They protest heavily.
Completely.
Yeah.
And they say, and the entire country was actually singing Uhuru Kenyatta's birthday.
Yes.
And they told us that the next, after the courts had told him that no, you have to go for this thing, they galvanized around saying that we are going to give Uhuru Kenyatta the best birthday of his life.
Yeah.
That was me in 2017. And then 2022, then it comes again. Because remember, because even if you do not vote for Raila Odinga, you are going to vote.
Actually,
because your brother is going to vote.
Actually,
your sister is going to vote. Everybody is going to vote.
Let's come to 2022. If just sticking on the line of trauma, especially for the Luo community, in 2022 was the most traumatic vote ever.
Not just for the Luos.
In fact, for the nation. I think 2022 was more, because I was in Azimio, the secretariat, counting alongside IEBC our votes. And by 13th of August, we knew that we were losing this election. We knew in Azimio. And guys would call.
13th of August.
13th of August.
When
2 days before the announcement.
2 days?
Yes.
You already knew?
We already knew that we were losing the election. And I can tell you, we were diarrheaing. And the country was diarrheaing. People would call me up to 2 a.m. Odhiambo, at least you're picking our calls. How are things? And you know, I'm also tired, I cannot speak. Because you've signed an NDA. You cannot speak on what is going on at the secretariat.
How did you guys know that you've lost the elections?
We knew we were monitoring. We were having several tallying centers. And you could see. The margin was
mulikuwa na serikali pia. Serikali ilikuwa nawaambia imeinda.
No. You know, we were hoping for a miracle. I've always told you this. We were hoping for a miracle. In fact, for the first time, we were saying, you know what? These guys have always rigged the election. It's our turn to also rig this election. In 2022, even that rigging that has always been done was not done for us. that winning formula that we've always said, they've always rigged, we were not even given the chance to rig. Instead, Jagero, my Subaru XV, which I drove a serious team with to Bomas of Kenya to go and do a few things, was stoned. And our people were beaten. The guys who I brought there were beaten, and I had to escape with them to Dari. Do you know where Dari is? That Tuju's hotel, which was auctioned the other day. I had to escape with them. Those guys reached there. Their eyes were bludgeoned. It was because mefura. Because we thought, you know, for the first time, I was like, let's take the power. Because power is taken. But even that taking of power, we didn't manage. Jagero, when I was driving out of Bomas, there's this fellow who is a brother-in-law to Ngondowere, the late MP. I saw him in the first car of the convoy of President Ruto. As I was driving out, the next person that I was seeing was Toto, this girl from Bomet, walking in. But now you don't know the shame that we were going through, walking out and seeing Ruto come in. Then your convoy ikasimama. The first person who shook us from the lead car is Sudi. Hey, my friend, we've been traumatized enough. So this time you can't tell me about election and tell me about Sifuna yapping his heart out and not telling me a plan, and you want me to follow him blindly. I have a goodwill for Sifuna. Bluntly, I've said that. But the person who has a plan that is workable for me is Ruto to this moment. You have your reasons, I have my reasons. It is democracy.
There's someone I know, baby, you know Socrates.
Yes.
He was analyzing democracy and he was saying like, democracy is dangerous. And it's dangerous not because he loved tyranny. It was dangerous to him because democracy normally equalizes our opinions. Like when we're going to vote, it treats us at the same level.
Okay.
Like it treats our opinion at the same level. But is it the case, Jagero? Is my opinion same with someone who is not informed back at home there? Do they have the same value? Do those opinions really bring the same value? Like if you put someone who is informed, like for example, you've said here, you're 44, you know what you want. You know where your life is heading. There are things that you need to put into paper clear. Okay, if it's going this, then I can see there's a plan there. But if there's no plan there, then even you are uncertain, you are not sure. And you see, even in the what do you call it? The Maslow hierarchy of needs. After the physiological needs, air, water, the sex you mentioned. Now the psychological needs.
Yes. Maslow hierarchy.
It is a psychological one.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah. Then we have the safety needs.
The safety, which one is this?
The safety needs are those ones like now, you need a society where you can predict something.
Okay.
There's some sense of predictability.
Okay.
Like, you know, if I get out of my house, I can go to my work, I can lipa this amount of fare. Like the society is predictable.
Okay.
The political economy is predictable. But you see, when we have a democracy where every opinion is treated the same, you will find that in most occasions, people will vote based on excitement and popularity, but not on right issues or necessary issues. Someone will just come here and just laugh with you or be the most audible guy, eloquent guy, and promise you simple solution to very complex things in this country. Yes, that's what happened. Even the Ruto they are beating now, Ruto promised what? Heaven and earth. See, the pyramid was to go bottom up.
Yes.
And the wheelbarrow kekwa kwa presidential flag. Sijaiona. We have a wheelbarrow in the presidential flag.
Flag, yeah.
Yes. Ilikuwa serikali ya watu wa chini. What has happened? It tells us something. Normally in this country, people tend to vote based on excitement, but not on real issues. Like, hii ndio kitu inanisumbua. How are you going to fix this?
And it's why, Jagero, if you look at me, because I've been here a number of times, there is a reason specifically as to why I always declare my support for Sifuna. Not because he comes from a tribe that I also come from, because that is not true. I support his ideologies in terms of, you see, one thing that is happening in our society is that in politics, people are sold a lot of hopes for. And then when they get into power, and that has been happening in successive governments, they promise a lot. They know very well this one they're not going to do. Your MP will tell you, I will do 1, 2, 3. They know they cannot do it. Go to your MCs, they will tell you, they will promise you heaven and earth. And you see, it is innate in us, it is in our nature that we would love to hear those lies. And then as we hear those lies, and that is how Ruto came into power. Actually, if you look at it in terms of what he was promising, he kept promising a lot of things. But now when he comes into power, he realizes he cannot do all these things. So what happens to the people? They become very frustrated. And that is why, going forward, or rather, as a country, we need to look at what are those ideas? Because, Jagero, I can assure you, governing this country is not as difficult as one might think, in as much as it is a revolving door. It is actually simple. Whatever the Constitution has provided for. Because when you talk about the Constitution, we're talking about how funds are managed. Because the public officers that are there, we have what is called the Public Finance Management Act in terms of what is to be done, what is the consolidated fund, how should things run around it. And so you see, the fact that we try to run away from that, which is the reality, to come and listen to the stories that we want to hear, at the end of the day, we elect people into office, there is nothing they can do, there are loopholes everywhere, all of us are innately corrupt, so when you get a chance, you also steal, and still go ahead to blame someone else. So the problem we have with our politics in Kenya is the fact that we do not want to implement the Constitution as it is. Because if we actually did, and that is why, personally, if you ask me, if not for the plans that he will tell you or anything else, as long as he goes back to the preamble and the Constitution, there is a very clear roadmap in terms of what each institution is supposed to do, what each sector is supposed to do, so that our country can run as a progressive country. Otherwise, if we go back to our tribal cocoons every now and then, if you go back to our tribal kingpins, there is nothing that is happening. And that is now the wave that is coming with the young people of Kenya. We have had those old wazes. We have had the Kanu people. We have had Jubilee people and everyone. But Sifuna is coming with this idea that I may not have all the solutions in terms of even solving the economy, but what I have is actually an implementation of the Constitution to the fullest to ensure that if it is the right to life, it is well taken care of and protected. As long as whatever you are talking about the Constitution is well implemented, then there are so many things that we will look at and will not feel like our country is not moving forward. Because what does the government do? It takes our taxes. Once it takes our taxes, it is them who dispense. And public officers are supposed to do that responsibly, as provided for by our Constitution through the PMF Act. All right? What if they don't do that right? There are institutions such as EACC that can actually hold them to account. They can go to court. They can be charged. And therefore, our resources are taken back to us.
Okay.
The biggest challenge. Sorry, just go ahead.
For me, I think that is why sometimes I think the Kenyans should also be tolerant to people that say, DMX sang this song, Lord Give Me a Sign. And I think a lot of people are asking for everybody that is trying to get to the leadership of this country, give me a sign. Tell me what you're going to do. And I think that the rest of the country should actually be tolerant to people that are asking, because people are asking us that we should be tolerant to Sifuna and wait for what is coming in. And I think the same way you should be tolerant to the people that are saying, okay, let's wait for what you've got to offer, and then we will decide. But I do not like this idea of people gaslighting me and telling me that, you know, you have to choose between 2 term and 1 term, you know, because it is neither here nor there. I have seen so many elections. I have seen enough of them, and I am not excited even with the elections of 2027, because I am looking at Gachagua, I am looking at Sifuna, I am looking at Babu Wino, I'm looking at all of them. And I said here, I am still figuring this Nylord. And it's true, I'm still figuring it. But you were saying something. The mic was on you.
Yeah, let me say this. The point where I differ from my brother, and largely the Sifuna team that is trying to explain his agenda, they also suffer a communication problem. Because, for example, when you talk about the preamble, the common man doesn't understand the preamble. But let me not even talk about the common man. Because as an elite, what I've said here, you wonder, why is it that in dictatorships, the elite normally join the dictators, whereas the elite have some of the best brains. In fact, I think one time, Kizza Besigye said in Uganda that the problem with Uganda are the learned Ugandans. I would say that also in Kenya, that the problem with the Kenyans is the learned Kenyans. For this reason, whenever you look at the voting bloc, or whenever you look at our elections, one question that stands out is, what is the diagnosis of Kenya's problem today? Everybody is shying away from the real issue. People are saying it is corruption. People are saying it is tribalism. People are saying all manner of nonsense. I can tell you solidly today, one, we have a dichotomy in the problem that we have. And it is in this way. The public that votes does not know what voting means.
True.
Okay? That is why in repeated elections, they have made decisions that you as a man or as a woman who is of proper book quality, you look at them and wonder, is this really what we are as Kenyans? So the first problem becomes the people who are given the power. That's why for me I always say, I don't agree that democracy will give us the best leaders. We must have a hybrid system, and vesting power of this direct democracy to parliament, so that we have a parliamentary system, will correct for us issues. Because we cannot trust common mwananchi to give a direct legitimacy to a head of state. That is the first problem. And the same comes to the second point. We have a problem with our public service. All these things you're talking about, my brother, in terms of the constitution, the preamble, etc., it is not going to sit well until when we face it in the eye and say, there is a challenge in public service.
Thank you.
And what is the challenge in public service, Jagero? This PFM Act the gentleman is talking about, we know them, we have them. We're not following them. And human management is the most difficult question in any leadership question. That's why we're saying, look, it's not a suggestion of the preamble. Team ya Sifuna, wacheni ku let Sifuna down, talking about preamble. Bring forth a solid plan, how you're going to revolutionize the public service today.
Thank you.
Up to this moment, nobody's telling us how we're going to ensure that the conflict of interest amongst public service vis the budget is managed. Because today, walk to these offices, my brother. These people who are AIE holders, you will find them saying that 30% of the budget belongs to them. Whatever tender is given, 30% must belong to them. And there is no clear law that punishes this. Number two, go to any public service, go to any public office today. The topmost level of lethargy and impunity is existing in public service.
True.
You go into an office, they tell you, si leo, kuja kesho, ndatafuta hiyo file. Something as simple as a birth certificate, Jagero. In Kisumu, in that prosperity house, do you know that for you to get your birth certificate printed, you must give 1,000 shillings? In Kisumu, in the prosperity house. Something that the law does not prescribe a price on. Okay? Go further and look at the public service in terms of the parliamentarians. We elect parliamentarians. Nobody cares to induct parliamentarians into what it means to have public policy. What do we do with our public policy? How do we enforce? You look at the judiciary, their hands are tied. The other day I was appearing on one of these radio stations, and we're talking about IPOA and how they're oversighting this thing called police brutality, where Elvis was killed the other day, the other gentleman was killed the other time, Albert Ojwang, and so many deaths in the hands of the police. And you ask yourself one question. Look at the public service in the eye. We are calling it Independent Policing and Oversight Authority. Whereas they must seek concurrence. It is in the law with the Ministry of Interior.
Yeah.
There's nothing that they can do. Even their budget is not independent. This is a creation of the executive. It is not a creation, an independent office of Parliament. Further, go to the Office of the Attorney General. We should be providing legal counsel to the state, not to the executive, to the state. It's anchored within the executive. It's an appointee of the president. This is an institution that should be established privately as an independent public institution, the Office of the Attorney General, and lawyers elect, just like they're electing the LSK president. Okay? So until we face the public service question, everything else that these politicians are talking about is bullshit to me. Sorry to say. It's bullshit.
Actually, the way we've brought it, it's the systemic issue that we have in this our system as a government. For example, I'd ask my friend here. I don't know which ward is coming from. Which ward are you from?
Ward,
yeah. Home.
Makena in Kibra.
In Kibra.
Yes.
Thank you. Do you normally follow what's going on
at
the ward level?
Yes, I do.
In terms of maybe how the ward administrator operates?
Yes, I do.
The money was allocated, the public participation, and all that. Because I'll surprise you now, we have like 1,450 wards in this country. And the amount of money that have gone to counties. Even yesterday, like 2-3 weeks ago, there was a report that was removed. Most counties were really performing badly on the amount of money they put on development. You see, even if you read for me a preamble, this is a systemic issue. This is a problem that the Constitution defines clearly. The PFM Act you are mentioning is saying you should not pass 30%. 30% should be left for development. There was a time in Sia County, 12%. When devolution started, people were being paid emolument money up to 89% for at recurrent expenditure, Jagero. 89%. Of the current budget, people are paying themselves.
Can I tell you? If you
so
further
it's
move,
a serious issue.
If you further move, if any of these politicians, and that's why maybe I'm always thinking widely in my head that someday we need to take seriously the question of leadership and even contest these positions. Because if today, Jagero, we're talking about the quality of leaders in public service. Again, it comes back to public service.
True.
We're talking about the budgeting question. Okay? Let's start from actually representation before we go to budgeting. Parliamentarians are elected and MCAs are elected to represent the people. Which brain are they using to represent the people? They never go home to talk to the people. Instead, they talk down at the people. I have seen in shock when a parliamentarian comes and they're edging out their voters. In fact, when they go somewhere, they're given precedence that they must talk fast. They finish, they're going to the next funeral.
True.
There is no organized public forum that is anchored in the parliamentary standing orders that because wewe ni mjumbe ina maana umebeba ujumbe kutoka kwa watu wako ambao walikuelect. There is an order that is compulsory that every week or once a month, because you're paid money to go to the village. It's called mileage. There's nothing that prescribes that go to the village and sit with them on this particular platform, collect their views. These views are then placed in this tool. This tool then arrives in parliament. Wewe kama mjumbe wa wananchi, you've brought their what? Their ujumbe to parliament. To this date, for over 64 years in this country, parliamentarians and MCAs have been operating from the thin airs of their nose, telling us what they think, saying that is representative of the people's dream.
You remember the other day they were discussing the finance bill. Someone is really defending a position that he doesn't even have he hasn't even read the bill
are telling him no.
But also I think Jagero, I could say, the Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Let me tell you something, Jagero. The amount of studies that we have to do in terms of reading what is in the Constitution and everything is also is what is lacking within the people. That you cannot sit down somewhere and look at what does the Bill of Rights has to say about 1, 2, 3, 4 things. And therefore, the public is also ignorant by the fact that they wait for things to be told, because politicians will pick whatever they want you to hear, craft it to fit their agenda and tell you as it is. But if people were to do the hard work, read and understand, ask those hard questions, bring our public servants to accountability, then that would actually form a very good precedence in terms of what is happening in our democracy. That is why when they come to places like slums, let me give an example of Kibra.
Yeah.
They know very well they'll come with one thing.
Yeah.
And they will thrive because, of course, it's about division and ruling. So they will come with one thing that is going to cause chaos and division. And because people do not understand actually what is happening, they will still go and defend that tribal kingpin of theirs. And so that is also another challenge that we have with the public, that the public must be willing to actually sit down and say, we will actually research and do this for ourselves. It cannot be left for people like Akina Murara or whoever to do the research and then for you to consume. I think that is wrong.
Now, further, I was talking about the second bit.
When you finish, we have to go to. We then have to go to Gachagua. We have not talked about Gachagua.
Let me say this shortly. The second problem in this country, first of all, is public service, which we must sort. Any politician not talking about public service, get out of my face. Yeah. 2 is the question of budgeting. Jagero, help me understand. How does a parliamentarian, how does a minister of finance sit somewhere here and decide that for the people, this is what is good for them? Decides for the people. I studied communication for a whole 6 years. And I've practiced communication for about 10 years cumulatively. Yeah. I'm trying to understand in development communication, we call it DevCom. In DevCom, we are told nothing for the people without the people. Tell me how on earth are we budgeting without involving the people's desires? And that's why I was thinking, we must shift our budgeting question to this front, for example. Let Sifuna come and tell me, there's no what Odhiambo or people like you, that in our budgeting, there's something called CDF. In our budgeting, there's something called Ward Development Fund. Because the reason that's why county is given 10 billion, okay, and they have 30%, which is mandatory for development, and then it's left for the governor and his cronies to decide how this money is going to work. Tell me that in your regime, you are going to have this 30%, above this percentage, 10% of the 30, left as operation and maintenance of county. The rest, Ward Development Fund.
There's a question I want to ask you on the same.
Okay.
Even as you go on, because a lot of people have always said that, look, this gentleman, Mr. Elfas, right, do not have the knowledge of every moving limb of the government and how it operates. But then, so the question is, some people say that it's unfair for somebody to tell Elfas to come and tell you about everything within their sector, right? And so that goes to Sifuna. They are saying, okay, Sifuna does not know everything. But then, if you have decided that you are going to be the president of the people, I think this would be very important for you to explain to me. How do you then become knowledgeable in at least many important parts of how a government function, so that when you are Sifuna and you're seated there, you can actually talk to somebody who is in agriculture. Yeah. You'll talk to somebody who is in finance. You'll talk to somebody who's doing business. How does Sifuna begin to become knowledgeable in these things, so that when people ask him these things, he can actually talk about them? How does he know them?
And that's why we will say there's a level of knowledge, at least minimum knowledge that is required. Okay. And when you study up to a degree level, at least you're taught managerial skills. Yeah. And managerial skills pushes you to understand that leadership is not about being all-knowing. Yeah. It's about delegation. Yeah. Of course, Sifuna said, you know what, I'm not all-knowing, but I will have to find out from professionals and experts and technocrats to help me craft this thing moving forward, which is a beautiful admission. And I love that about him. That's honesty. Yeah. Not trying to say he knows everything but doesn't know. True. Okay? Now, that's it, Jagero. The question that then I was saying is this. 10% of the 30% is going to operational maintenance for the county. The remaining is Ward Development Fund. Sasawa. There's a point I'm coming to. And the Kenyans will regret this thing that we did. In the Ward Development Fund, in the CDF, in whatever fund, there is nothing that is going to be done about that fund without the people. For example, I come from Kabondo East Ward. You tell me, in the Ward Development Fund, Kabondo East is entitled to 100 million shillings. Okay? We know which roles are devolved to the county. Let us sit with the Office of the Rapporteur. With this Office of the Rapporteur, we will budget for ourselves by way of vote, or whichever means we agree, whether it's by delegation. That here in Kabondo East Ward, what we want is drinking water. Nice. Because to date, in Kabondo East Ward, we don't have taps. People drinking from tap. People are drinking from the river. Okay? Now, we say of 100 million, take 10. Tufanye phase 1 ya maji. Chukua another 10. tujenge market, chukua another 10. The people know what they want. There's something I'm driving to. Now, once we take back the power to the people, and as we file what we call the finance bill, is it?
Yeah.
What comes with it, Jagiro, is the rapporteur's report that has the expenditure wherever the people want the money to go. Wewe kama policy makers, sijui nini, wewe fanya estimates na peana kwa wananchi. Wakishamua we are going to use our 100 million in this fashion. As the president signs, whatever goes to
so you are saying
bill.
so you are saying that the person mwenye amejificha hapa kwa finance house,
yes,
does not know anything about Jokabondo.
He doesn't know. We don't have drinking water. It's a concern for us. Jagero, we produce sweet potato. We don't have a factory that processes our sweet potato. Jagero, in our ward where I come from, to this moment, electricity has not reached almost 5 schools.
But
5
then,
public schools.
But then in the constitution,
yes,
and in the operations of the executive and the government and so on, this is not clearly spelled out.
How would they know? It is spelled out, but they don't. It's implementation question. How are you implementing?
Oh, it is.
Yes. So how are you implementing? If you have your own biases, you can't lead me if you don't know what interests me.
In political science, we call it comparative advantage.
Okay.
It's about understanding, like he's coming from Kabondo, there's a lot of viazi there.
Yeah.
So how are you going to use those resources, or are you going to leverage on those resources to improve the livelihood of your people? For example, we in the Luo Nyanza, and I always blame my leaders for this, we've really failed our people in terms of how can we use this Lake Victoria in doing irrigation. You see, every year, even body yesterday, the last budget, he put like something like 70 billion in agriculture. I didn't hear anywhere they were mentioning we're going to do agriculture in Luo Nyanza. Why? And even I'm speaking to Jagero, there's some people even from where I'm coming, water is a problem, and I'm from the lake. The water is smelling, it can't be treated, so you're wondering, what's the problem? And it brings me to what the emperor said. I think the first problem about the voter, which he has said, we have a problem in this country, and we really need to look how we can...
Civic education.
I'm coming there. About policy change on that area of civic education. Do you know, even recently people were really kashifering NCIC, and they're only just active during election times, is when they want to bring people together. Now, if you read the Political Parties Act 2011, it provides clearly on the roles of political party in a country. And one of it is civic education.
Right.
The political party that you are in, whether you're in ODM, you're in DCP, you're in Linda Mwananchi, it's the political party that should do the civic education to its supporters.
And this is why they're given that is why ODM is given 500 million every year.
That created the political parties fund. So when they are given this money, they're supposed to go somewhere in even in Kibra, and they call people and tell them, this is how we should vote. This is how we should operate. Have you ever seen anywhere happen in this country where any politicians have...
Kitu ni tamu sana. We have to go to Peter Munya. Peter Munya to Gachagua.
Just before we go, in finishing, Jagero,
okay,
there's something that this gentleman has said, which is very important in terms of agricultural production. Today, Jagero, in Lake Victoria, do you know that 90% of fish cages in Homa Bay town, or in the lake side of Homa Bay, or the Homa Bay side of Lake Victoria, is being owned by Chinese who are growing fish there and exporting to China?
True. Actually,
exporting to China.
There was a program, allow me to interject. I'm not heard of it. It was called a BDP, Aquaculture Business Development Program. It started from 2020 until it was to run for 6 years. 14 billion. I think it was 14 counties. Siaya was one of them, Homa Bay was one of them. Even today, if you ask people where the money went, no one can know. Not to me, who could find fish farming.
That is why, Jagero, I have always insisted, unless the constitution is implemented, because the constitution ensures that whether it is resources, it is resource allocation, it is the use of resources, everything has to be done in a particular way. And that is why, for me, I am not so much excited about these politicians who come and promise you heaven on earth, because they will do nothing. It has been like that ever and ever and ever and ever, and nothing is going to change. That is the reality that we must actually bring ourselves into. We will come and tell you good stories because that is what you want to hear. We will come and do all this. But as long as nobody is willing to do what is required in law, then that is just the end of it.
Okay. Let's please Peter Munya. We are going to, people of the internet, we're going to be talking about Gachagua. Gachagua seems to be a marked man in the mountain. Everybody doesn't seem to like him. And he's wondering, I want to discuss with the panelists what exactly is going on with Gachagua. Is he going ahead of himself? Is his pride going away with him? What is going on? Let's hear from Peter Munya.
If he's listening to you right now, what do you tell him?
I would just tell him to humble himself, address other people with respect, embrace a structured way of dealing with these issues. Bravando and this business of selling people, calling people walking sticks, does not help us. Embrace the Kisii people. They are there, they're in opposition, they have votes. They are close to 1 million votes. Can you dismiss that and say that's useless? And people are coming to the table without votes? How can you say somebody with 1 million votes, close to 1 million votes, is coming without people? How do you dismiss Meru people? We have close to 1 million votes now. Meru County alone. In Mount Kenya, one of the areas with the biggest voting block, apart from Kiambu here, and Nakuru, the other place is Meru. Those are the 3 key voting blocks. Look at the statistics. So you start dismissing us and start treating us like you are your children. This is what we are telling him. Please, just wake up, be more responsible, sit down with others. Wachana kiburi bwana. That's what Kipagenda is telling him. And we are saying that with a lot of respect. With a lot of respect. Yeah. And maybe, I'm able to say this because I know many of those who are running for president may not be able to say those things.
Right.
Even though they are feeling the same.
Ambaye ni rafiki yetu, ambaye amekaa bunge miaka 5, Mheshimiwa Ruto akamuondoa uongozini. Your Excellency, my brother, my leader, Munyoro, you are making us feel uncomfortable with you. You are talking about how you have the numbers and nobody should go to Murima because you have taken Murima to be your fiefdom. You believe that many of us who may not have 4 million votes cannot be president of Kenya. Sir, we are asking you, this time it is also our turn.
The other day when I was in Kisumu, you were poking the eyes of Mr. Jeff Wesley and telling him that do not think that if that Mount Kenya is going to without Mount Kenya somebody cannot be president in this country. But away from that, there is an issue that keeps cropping up because tales have been told about Rigathi Gachagua when he was trying to work together with Ruto. That it is because of this kind of talk that Peter Munya is talking about and Senator Onyonka is talking about. That is what at the end of the day, made him fall out with His Excellency the President Dr. William Samoei Ruto. And Kibagenda talked about that very forcefully, and then it was repeated by Mr. Peter Munya when he was hosted by Jeff Koinange on TV. Gachagua today actually put up a post that I'm going to find out after some time, and he was saying that, sisi tuko pamoja. There is a running theme that Gachagua is behaving badly amongst his counterparts in the opposition. And I don't know, what do you think about this, especially in relationship to the oneness of the United Opposition and the ultimate, because Miroka believes that they're going to have one presidential candidate. And it looks like the chips are starting to fall, and we are seeing a lot of animosity around some of the leaders against Mr. Gachagua.
I think there's no harm in what Gachagua is doing. It is internal housekeeping things. Gachagua is only being worth his salt and worth his metal. That is who he is. I don't think if anybody who was going to talk to Gachagua didn't know who Gachagua was. Yeah. It's like you're saying you went to the street and picked a prostitute, and then now you've brought her to the house, and you're wondering why she keeps on leaving back to the street. You're crazy. Because there's something that you knew beforehand. And they knew that Gachagua is abrasive in his nature of dealing with people. That's why he was not able to sit in power. He was abrasive. He does not know how to sit within the presidency. So who tells you he can now sit calm outside presidency? He's now bolstered. that he's been pushed out and he comes back to command the pack back to the presidency. He's not going to do it while singing hallelujah and amen and thank yous. He's going to do it in some way that is not very common. And that uncommon way is by grandstanding at times, being bullish, and intimidation.
Yeah.
That is his fashion. It's been his fashion. When he was in power, he used to say, if you didn't vote for this government, panga laini yako inakuja hapo nyuma. Now he's out of power and he's still saying the same thing. That, you know, if you're not going to fight and get into government, then there's no way I'm going to give you this thing. You must show. Gachagua, I think, is an outcome-based person. He wants results. If you don't have results, Gachagua is not going to talk to you. And these guys are just people like Munya are from a bygone era. They must also give in to this fact that there's nothing new that Munya can bring to Gachagua. Not finance, not a commanding party, nothing. Muturi is from a bygone era. There's nothing he brings except what I call statesmanly legitimacy. There's nothing functional that they can give this fellow. So I don't believe Gachagua is behaving bad, if that is his nature. But if Gachagua was a priest, then all of a sudden he's turned to be beating people and being bullish, then I would say he's behaving badly. But if he was born that way and the wife agrees with him, I'm okay with him.
Yeah, but that is very interesting. So, in other words, you're telling him that, look, you picked a rotten egg and smelling in the house. Yeah, I mean, you knew it was rotten all along.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Don't come and tell us, like we always say in Luo, you know, you can also tell people, how thing. No, you knew when you're doing it, bro. I don't know how to translate it. Sorry for the internet. It's a thing, you know. Some just say it in your language.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Maybe I should go to Meruka. Meruka, this is your guy.
No, you're putting it the wrong way. No. One of the things I would say,
the problem with the United Opposition is that when you try to separate these people, it's like splitting hair. It's very difficult because Gachagua is actually your guy in United Opposition because you are saying that Ruto has to go, by any means necessary. And Gachagua is one of those factors that define the by no means necessary. But anyway, let me ask you a friendlier question. That what is really going on? Why is Kibagendi, your tribesman, complaining loudly about Gachagua? And why is Onyonka, your tribesman, complaining loudly against Gachagua? And why is one of your own, Mr. Peter Munya, complaining loudly about Gachagua? Do you think that Gachagua is finally going to make this shit hit this fan that we have always talked about? Because it looks like he has got the numbers. It's actually Onyonka is crying foul and saying that hii milioni yetu moja tuishimu nayo. The same cry that Peter Munya is saying, hii milioni yetu moja, give us some respect as far as this is concerned.
Number one,
okay.
I try as much as possible in debates not to talk about Gachagua personally.
Okay.
One, I respect him for whoever he is and what he stands for.
Okay.
But in terms of principle and what I stand for, we differ largely.
Okay.
But again, I'll also respect the fact that he's a very good mobilizer. And he is also a very good hard worker. Actually, if you see how he's been fighting and trying to establish his base in Mount Kenya, in fact, I think apart from Sifuna, the other opposition leader that has worked harder than Sifuna is Gachagua in terms of his party and everything. So he's a hard worker, which we must give. But a fact that remains...
Is he working for you or working for himself?
Well, that he can respond to because I believe...
No, but I'm asking...
He's working against one enemy that we have. So that means probably...
So that means he's working for you?
Yes. In terms of the slogans, in terms of the leakages that he does from every now and then. But what I would say about him is he's a bully. He has always been that way. Everybody knows it about it. I mean,
yeah.
And in as much as he's a bully also, there is some element to what he's saying in terms of numbers.
Okay.
Because again, also when you look at the united opposition, people like Kalonzo have been sleeping, honestly.
Okay.
Today he's been trending and saying Kalonzo has a plan, you know?
Nani anasema Kalonzo has a plan?
I mean,
who is saying that he has a, Kalonzo saying that he himself has a plan?
Yes, that they have been doing that trend on X today.
With Kennedy.
Yes, he's saying that Kalonzo has a plan. And you see, the fact is, you're dealing with a sitting president. A president who has state authority and power and machinery.
Okay.
So you have to be aggressive, because we will not forget the fact that Ruto is another hard worker. Right now, he might just be looking at them and wondering, but the moment Ruto starts campaigning seriously, the opposition can actually go into panic mode, because we know how aggressive he was. In as much as we cried about 2022, we cannot run away from the fact that he was traversing the country very aggressively and selling his agenda. And so what Gachagua is trying to do, in as much as it is not coming in a very good way, is to awaken the opposition that they actually need to go out there. Because like today, when you look at, for example, the coast, I can assure you PS Fikirini, Mvurya and Joho are always sent there by the president to do development plans, going around all those counties to get the base for the president. When you go to Western, where Sifuna has been, the president still sent Madividi and Moses Wetangula and Oparanya still there.
Okay.
So it means he's still working in terms of trying to protect his bases. But look at the other aspirants and leaders of the opposition. They're just chilling and waiting, and that is not going to be possible to take Ruto out.
What do you think then is this the manner of bullying that they speak of? They are actually saying something very specific.
The numbers.
That there is looking down upon them and suggesting that they do not have the numbers. So in my head, however much they try to beat the drums of war, they still just have the 1 million. It will not. The 1 million is not going to change to 2. So then I think that the specific thing that they're accusing Gachagua of is actually looking down upon them, that they have got inferior numbers.
Yes.
That is the charge that Gachagua is. So I mean, what can they do?
And that's what I'm
saying. About 1 million.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. The best thing that can happen to William Ruto in 2027 is if Gachagua is the flag bearer of the united opposition. That I can assure you, in as much as I support whichever team I support, I will quickly vote for.
He's going to take Sifuna as the deputy. How about that?
That still doesn't make sense to me, because his rhetoric in terms of how he speaks, very many times brings a lot of division. Brings about division rather than uniting the country. That's
Gachagua.
Yes, that is him in terms of how he speaks, and that is his nature. You know, for a very good example, if you decide you're picking this girl and marrying, you know very well, these are the weaknesses that he has, but I can accommodate that. I can stomach that. So that is how the united opposition is working with him. They know this is how good he is, but they also, things that they know very well, they cannot speak publicly about them. Because that is who Gachagua is in terms of how he speaks, how he bullies. Even when you talk about the numbers, it's true. We know Mount Kenya will have the largest numbers, and he's been able at least to say have at least 70% of the numbers in Mount Kenya right now. So he feels, I mean, with the Kalau win, he feels he's now the kingpin, he can move around and do all that. That is why he has the oomph and bravado in terms of thumping his chest and telling the others they actually need to be serious. But the reality is, unless it's a game plan that he's the opposition leader, so that the opposition flag bearer, so that Ruto goes back, then the only thing I can hope for is that as it is, he stands impeached. All right, so he cannot vie. He can be a kingmaker, which is a good thing. But again, even being a kingmaker will cause the president to be troubled. Because once he gets there, I mean, he's always talking about shares. So what will be the share of Mount Kenya?
Yeah. He's going to deliver the 4 million votes for you guys. That is the assumption.
Yes.
Let's say that he delivers them to Sifuna, right? So that means he's a big shareholder in the government that is formed next. And so Sifuna will have to go with the fact that he made the government.
Can I tell you something, Jagero?
Yes, but my question has not landed.
Okay.
So then, what are you guys going to give him?
Can I tell you something, Jagero?
Yeah.
What matters most is the person at the top. They can have all these agreements for the sake of getting you to that seat. But whatever happens when you're in that seat of power, you're the one who determines.
So you are thinking of defrauding him and scamming him.
It's not about defrauding him. It is about doing what is right for Kenyans. Because you see...
But I'm just thinking, Mr. Miruka, that the former deputy president has said that tutakaa kwa meza na tuagane na tuafikiane. What am I getting when I deliver my 4 million votes to you? They have to promise him something, right? What do you think they're promising him?
It's always about the positions in government, who is the speaker, who is in charge of security, who is in charge of all those things, the cabinet secretary for finance. All those are some of the agreements, because they look at, and that is the worst thing about our politicians. They always look at the place whereby they can steal most.
Yes.
And even when
the moment you guys, and we know that Sifuna is also a very proud Bukusu, right? I mean, he's a man who stands on his 2 feet. I mean, if Sifuna can speak and stand on a podium and talk down at Ruto the way he's talking, and he becomes president, you think that he's going to mind about Gachagua making noise somewhere?
Of course. Again,
so that is the scamming that you guys are going into. So you're going to scam him and they're going to give you this.
I should not be misquoted that I'm the one who said this. But all I'm saying,
okay.
You would agree with me, is that what matters is the person who's at the top. Because right now,
so then let me go to Odhiambo then.
if you know the beauty is that these things we've discussed them before. Perhaps when we're discussing them here, we were being looked at different. But now coming from the horse's mouth, then it gives sort of credence to what we're talking about. That Machiavellian politics, which is our democracy largely, it's the operating system of our democracy, will dictate that once you take power, hakuna serikali yenye pembe mbili. Hiyo hakuna. Number 2, once you take power, the law gives you absolute nature of how you want to deal with the power that you have, except where it limits you. There is no place where the law says that once you assume power, you have to respect some paper that you signed with an individual somewhere. The only proper way of ensuring that you sit inside is when the person at the top actually respects the gentleman agreement that you guys had. Like what Ruto had with the earthquake, the Quaker.
Which one is
the
that?
Quaker, the Mudavadi guy. He's a Quaker. The church is called the Quakers actually. So I call him a Quaker.
Friends, Kamuzinga.
Quakers. So you see they had an agreement that we talk huko kwa huyo jamaa, mimi nitakupatia prime cabinet secretary. And then there's nowhere in the constitution where there's something called prime cabinet secretary. But it is been given. He promised whoever he promised, whatever he promised, and he delivered to them. So it's upon Sifuna, who I doubt can stand the skunk of Gachagua.
That is a heavy word.
It's a skunk. There's no other word to describe Gachagua, because I'm saying this, I've said it here before.
Because Peter Munya is saying it.
Look, it can't be. Okay, let me use an example of Raila. May his soul rest in peace. This is a man who was loved and hated in equal stance. But there's no man who ever stood and talked about Raila as being disrespectful to them. There's no man. They will say this man is dominant, domineering. But there's no one who said this man disrespects me. He even respected his enemies. And you could see by the way you used to operate that Moses Kuria, for example, will abuse Raila on
live TV.
On live TV and on Twitter. Then on Monday, goes to Capitol Hill and they take tea. And then he says Raila is the person who paid his school fee. the late MP Amuro Dikir would say all stuff about Raila Odinga. Then you find them sitting together. Okay? There is something, I'm looking for the right charisma. What Gachagua lacks in leadership is charisma. What Sifuna lacks in leadership is charisma. These two have the same problem. And so, like poles do not attract, they repel. Because Sifuna is having the imagination of the country. He's captured it. Give it to him. Gachagua has captured central Kenya. Give it to him. So these men are coming to the table, everybody with his knife. Mwingine anadunga meza akisema usiguze mlima. Na mwingine anadunga meza akisema lazima nchi isonge. So these men are daggering the table. There's not going to be order. So what then must be done is that somebody has to be a grown-up in the room. I look at Gachagua. Can he be the grown-up in the room?
No.
Well, I look at it's able to decide. Not me. I look at Sifuna. Is he willing to be the grown up in the room?
No.
So then one thing remains to solve these two.
Okay.
When a marriage is bad, you don't stick in it. You talk divorce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the divorce could be by mutual agreement, or you go to the court to seek for decree nisi and then decree absolute.
What is decree nisi and decree absolute?
Decree nisi.
Jambo bwana, you want to make us look like we didn't go to school.
Decree nisi. Decree nisi absolute.
In the process of divorce,
okay,
the first decree that the court gives is the first order of divorce. It's called the decree nisi.
Yeah. Okay.
Then, after 30 days or whatever, or after 1 year, whatever time it takes, it gives you decree, which means now you are divorced. Now it's official.
Yeah.
You go separate ways.
Yeah.
Now, is the constitution prescribing a way of going decree nisi and decree absolute? Yes.
Okay.
Impeachment, which is decree absolute, and the other one is, I think, let me check on Westminster. They say citation. Kenya don't have citation.
Okay.
I think there's something where a senator can file a motion in the Senate to cite you. I just don't know how they call it. People on the internet will tell us. Where now you're warned. It's like a warning. Like, stop doing this that you're doing. Now, the only solution that these two very good gentlemen remain with when they get to power is that, you know what? Either tachimbana na country lose. Ama moja aseme, power is absolute. Power is a jealous institution.
Yeah.
Power is where people are killed. That is why you see, and regimes are paranoid. All regimes around the world are paranoid. You throw a stone at a regime, the whole force around the regime will react towards you. Why? Because regime as organized, even in the constitution, they give the president temporary immunity around prosecution, which means it operates like a criminal gang.
Yeah.
It's a criminal enterprise in reality.
Because it's a cabal.
It's a cabal.
We can call it a plutocracy.
Yeah.
Not
the decision that you have to make.
Plutocracy.
Yeah.
Yes. The decision that you have to make, which are going to offend people. There's a reason that's why the American president or the Prime Minister of Britain is guarded in that bubble. Because the decisions are going to make which are painful. And one of them is Machiavellian decision of saying, Gachagua, so far we've come so good. But beyond this door, we cannot move. So let's divorce. Do you think Gachagua is going to go out there and say and take a second divorce? Second divorce are very painful. Really? He's going to say, no, I cannot, disappointment, etc. So he will try all means to dislodge you from power. And remember, Gachagua is coming with what I call the second supermajority of parliamentarians in this parliament. The second supermajority.
After whom?
After Sifuna, after Ruto, I don't know. But I know for sure that Gachagua will come with the second supermajority because of his regionalism or regionalistic politics. Okay? It means the person who sits at the top either has Gachagua as an opposition leader in the street, and I don't think nobody will want Gachagua as an opposition leader. So, then you go to 48 Laws of Power and ask yourself, today I didn't carry that book, what does the 48 Laws of Power say about doing away with your enemy? It says, decimate, incapacitate to the level that they can't lift their head. Because if you promise to kill and you don't kill, they're coming for you. And that's what the mistake that Ruto did. His people said, oh, tutoe huyu jamaa. Then they didn't have the proper exit formula and putting the last nail on the coffin of Gachagua, not literally, politically. They didn't have that formula. And that's why Gachagua is rearing his head. And so now, he has to extend an olive branch to Gachagua and say, gentlemen, can we? He has to. If he doesn't, then he asks Gachagua for an opposition leader. Or Sifuna will have Gachagua for an opposition leader. Whoever sits as the president in 2027 has Gachagua to deal with. Because he's a fundamentalist as well. He wants things to be done the right way. And in power, most of the time,
Miruka, do you see Sifuna and Gachagua working once Sifuna becomes president?
Actually,
how is that going to go for you?
You saw what Malala said yesterday, the deputy party leader for DCP, that he would be willing to support Sifuna as the president. And for me, that settles it in terms of what would need to be done, because I have always said that the person
you have a penchant for not answering the questions.
Thank you for taking note of it.
Yeah.
It's called a sensor motion.
Yeah. Yes. Sensor motion.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm saying it will work to some point. But again, the same way he was a pain for the current president could be what happens. But one of the things that I want you to understand is that I do not want us to overestimate Gachagua, just like the way we did for Baba. You know, Baba was Baba. One of the things that is going to happen that right now he has a lot of people surrounding him because of the anger they have towards William Samoei Ruto. And everyone knows that for them to actually make it again in the mountain, they would need to be associated with him because of that anger. But once that has settled, assume Ruto has gone, and now the country is being run by Edwin Sifuna. So what will be the anger causing these MPs again against Sifuna, because they are ones who supported Sifuna. So he might lose his relevance as soon as Sifuna comes into power. Because nobody will want being bossed around by Gachagua, being told, you know, now I'm an MP, I have my funds and everything. You're not even in government or any part, and you're being ordered around, you're the governor, do this and that. That is not going to happen. That used only to happen for Baba. But that is not going to happen for him. And that is why I'm saying, when you look at it right now, from the standpoint, he benefits because of the anger the mountain people have towards William Samoei Ruto. But past that, and as he has put it very clearly, Sifuna might have how to deal with him going into the future. Yes.
That is why you guys might just come in. My brother.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about the issue of Sifuna? We are going to go to the calls shortly, so that people of the internet can add their voices to what we are saying. There is a lot of conversations that are going on in the town hall right here. What do you think about the complaints that people like Munya, people like Onyonka, Muturi are leveling against the former deputy president?
You see, Jagero, even Sifuna, is supporting Sifuna. No, I don't have anything against Sifuna. You know, he's on record saying that the reason why they impeached Gachagua was because of the divisive remarks the former vice president used to make.
Okay.
Its nature of politics was, politics is about persuasion. It's about convincing people to join you, or maybe on a certain journey or on a certain liberation somewhere. But Gachagua is someone very abrasive. He will enter there and scatter everyone. You do what you want to do, but this is what I want, this is how I feel. And you see, in politics, sometimes such remarks does not stand well with certain people, especially in a country where we are more than 42 tribes. Because if you say something like that, and politics is very emotive, and this to the people of Mulima, I don't know. Every year they vote out of anger. So I don't know what's the issue. Every year they vote out of anger. Last election, they voted out of anger. And they brought some people, some funny chaps here in this country really disturbing us. This year, they're going to vote out of anger. So you are wondering, where are we heading? Huh? Yeah, where are we heading? And you see, Gachagua is going to be a problem to them. I'm telling him for fact. I don't know, maybe Sifuna wins. Gachagua maybe has the second majority MP, as Odhiambo said. Gachagua is going to be a problem to that government. Straight out, because he will be speaking every day. Actually, let's say Sifuna wins today and it's soon maybe after 1 week. The next
press conference.
Odhiambo was saying, and we have got
4 million votes.
We have got a caller on the line, but we are not. I would request him that he stays there for a while, because Odhiambo also said that immediately the president is sworn in, Rigiji might not reach him for another 2 months.
Yeah, he may never reach him.
And we had the other guy here saying, one of the guys that are coming from one of the presidential candidates, and he was gloating as he was walking out that my presidential candidate, if he becomes president, Gachagua will look for him for 6 months and will never see him.
Exactly. That's why I've always said Gachagua's best bet and safest bet is to do the necessary.
What is the necessary?
Just guess, take a wild guess.
You jump the ship, definitely.
I don't know, jump the ship.
A post-election pact.
Yeah.
With Ruto
is the most sure.
Oh my goodness. Okay, can we hear the caller? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, how are you doing, my brother? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Jagero, today don't tell me in finishing. Give me a latitude of time.
No, there is no latitude of time, because there are so many people. I'm already having 60 missed calls. You cannot hog this mic and you're not giving us money.
I'm Odhiambo from Kakamega.
Yes.
There are several issues today I would like to disagree with my namesake. Yes.
Okay, Odhiambo Tieno.
I would like to
very good. Have a go at him.
On several issues. Number one.
Okay.
Is on the issue of Luo Nyanza. We've always disagreed on this.
Okay.
And I want to tell Odhiambo that Luo Nyanza is where it is because of our politics. Let us not blame it on anybody. I've always said that Luo Nyanza, like if you look at our governors, what do they do with their money? You see that the other guest was saying that a time in Sia, there was a time that they allocated 12% for development instead of 30%.
Yes.
There is nothing that Luo governors for the 10 years or the 15 years that the development, the devolution has been in place. There is nothing you can pinpoint. Even Governor Wanga, which they are saying they are working.
That is Odhiambo's governor.
She's not working. She's not. What is a young Nyongo? You are coming from Nyakach Jagero. What has a young Nyongo done in Kisumu?
Yes, stop talking.
He is a professor. We have a professor. We have a doctor, the deputy. We have CG who learned, most eloquent, coming up with policies. What has Nyongo done in Kisumu? What did Rasanga do in Siaya 10 years?
Sasa bwana mimi siwezi jibu hizo maswali. Hizo maswali ukisema unagongwa na mawe.
But you see also Odhiambo cannot just say that these governors have done nothing. They've done something. Like for example, Anyang' Nyong'o swept the streets in Kisumu. He's done something.
Come on.
So sweeping Oginga Odinga Street, how does that help the economy of Kisumu?
He's done something.
How does that help Jagero in Nyakach?
Of course it doesn't, but I'm just saying you can't just dismiss them entirely. At least he's done something. He's swept. Let's give credit to
No, there is nothing he has done. Two, I want to disagree with you on the issue of Sifuna. What that gentleman is saying is very right.
Yes.
Do you know this country? We have all the rules to govern everything.
Yes.
Even our election is governed by even the type of paper and the color is governed by law.
So what we need is leadership.
So what we are saying, we just need the right people to implement the constitution.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Apparently they are going to have to need Gachagua to come out on the other side as winners. How are they going to work together? I think that's the question that you were asking, and we were not able to get a reaction to it. How are they going to work together?
Let me tell you, Jagero.
Mm-hmm.
You might think that we hate Ruto, but once Rigathi Gachagua comes in the equation, then it changes everything. We'd rather vote for Ruto than not vote for Gachagua.
You would rather vote for Ruto than vote for Gachagua?
Yeah, if Gachagua comes in as a presidential candidate, what does Gachagua stand for? Do you know? So
then why don't you vote for Maraga? Why don't you vote for Boniface Mwangi? Why are you going to Ruto?
You know, people think that we hate Ruto because Gachagua, that's where I was coming from, yeah? Gachagua, do you know how bad you have to be interdicted with the Moi regime?
You are to be extremely bad.
Gachagua was interdicted with Moi regime because of stealing a relief food. What has Gachagua done? Madira MP was Madira. What did he do in Madira? Yeah, Gachagua he stole the relief food, was interdicted by Moi regime. Don't act like you are shocked. It is in the public domain that Gachagua stole relief food. Do you know how bad it is to steal food for people who are starving?
But you should be. Why are you telling me that? And that is something that you should be telling Miruka, who loves Gachagua.
That's why. Let me tell you, if the question changes that Gachagua is going to run for president, we'd rather vote for Ruto second term.
But why don't you? Why Ruto? Why don't you vote for somebody? Why don't you vote for Maraga? Why don't you want to vote for Maraga or Boniface Mwangi? What's your problem?
Why don't we vote for Maraga or Boniface Mwangi?
Yes.
We want to vote for Sifuna. If Sifuna Maraga ticket, it's okay. Anything Sifuna, we identify with Sifuna. Let me tell you, Jagero, I'm coming from Nyando. Hey. I've mobilized 25 people, young people, and I've done it personally to go and educate them on why they should vote for Sifuna. I've taken my time and go and talk to my mother. Nilimtolea payslip yangu, nikamwambia nakatwa hii na hii na hii na hii na hii. Sifuna akiingia kukuwa president, nitakatwa hizi vitu na nitapata pesa ya kujengea nyumba.
Wait a minute. Sifuna said that he's not going to cut you.
if Sifuna is going to implement constitution, I'm not going. Siwezi kukatwa housing levy. Pesa nakatwa ya housing levy is more or less pesa yenye wanaweza lipa. I'm sorry to say, the security guards wenye Ruto aliweka State House. In fact, aliweka in a demeaning situation. Hawakuwa hata na viti, wamekalishwa chini State House.
Kwa grass. Hapana, niliona wengine kwa viti bwana.
Hizo viti zenye walikuwa napea watu wakikalia State House, mbona hakupea hao soja? Mi pesa nakatwa ya housing levy imetosha kulipa soja moja. That's how much. Hiyo ni pesa nikiweka kwa money market fund ama niende niweke kwa infrastructure bond for 15-20 years. I'll be having something to do with 15 or 20 million.
Okay.
Nalipa SHA almost 1800 siji 2000. Mimi sijaitibiwa na SHA. Mtoto wangu hajaitibiwa na SHA. If you go to the hospital, it's not working. They are telling you
do you have private insurance?
It is in registration.
Do you have private insurance?
Employer provides me for that.
So why do you need? So you are not going to SHA because you have got a private one?
It is not working. My wife does not have that one, but akienda hospitali ni beneficiary wa SHA yangu. But baada hizi tibiwa aligonjeka. I had to remove money from my pocket to pay for the services to a tune of 15,000 shillings. Na nakatwa na employer to around 18,700. Na it could not be SHA ingeweza kumtibu. Naambiwa the SHA does not cover for that service. I was very pissed off. I even called hiyo number ya State House nikawaambia hii kitu yenye haifanyi kazi. I was really pissed off.
Yeah, I understand problems. Understand your the teething problems. Thank you very much. Odhiambo is calling them teething problems.
That is what I've been telling you.
Change is quite something.
That young people in this country are actually slowly buying into this idea.
Yeah.
And it's probably because they're not the loudest.
The beauty is that 2027 is just 2 days away from today.
Yeah. Yes, and probably we'll see it then. You know, the same way that people despise what
we will also tell them what we have done as a regime and what is possible, and we will compare. We'll compare notes. But it's good. The level of awareness, this is the level of politics I like, where people talk beautifully and openly about their feelings. This is beautiful. True. But we will defeat them.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Good. Like that.
But see what even the guy is saying, if Gachagua, there's anything...
No, I've also said the same. I've said, as young people, Sifuna pegs the hopes and the hopes of very many young people in Kenya in terms of the change the country wants to be ushered into.
Yeah.
If he will be a presidential candidate, then I can assure you very many Kenyans will have a reason to wake up to go and vote on that day. Because when you look at all these old guards, people are really tired because they have been there for very many years.
You know, the only thing that Ruto has to do between now and 2027, he has to make sure that nothing silly happens in his government.
Yes.
Because the only way for Sifuna to get to power is by people protesting against President Ruto.
Hello?
If he does something silly between now and then, it will be bad.
We have got a caller on the line. Hello?
Hello, how are you, gentlemen?
We are very well. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm Alison. I'm calling from Georgia.
You're calling from Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you like the conversation today? What do you think about why is Oparanya suddenly a big person in Loyaland and Nani has to call him out and say, you got to support me, my brother?
From what I'm seeing, it's just what we've always said, that Sifuna was a good student of Baba. And all along, even when Sifuna does this podcast that you guys sometimes don't watch, I always feel you in. He has always made this thing... he's always made it feel like the people are asking me to do it. So even when he's calling out Oparanya, it's more like he wants Oparanya to either say yes or no, but eventually it does not want to come out as if he went for Oparanya's people. It's more like I asked, I was told yes or no, but I'm doing it anyway. Like everything Sifuna is doing around his presidency, I think his strategy is people have asked me to. I am not the one doing it. Because even when he was asked about being president, he said, of course, he himself is his preferred presidential candidate, but he's hoping, like he's waiting for the people to back him. I hope nikifika hapo mbele, sitaangalia nyuma ni wakose. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. As a Sifuna supporter from Nyanza, I want to say the data Odhiambo presented of 5% ni kidogo sana. But again,
let's stay at the 5%. What is your percentage?
I cannot lie that I have a percentage. I'm in Juja, but when I talk to people from home, I come from Muhoroni. It's always you get it's going at 50-50. This person will say yes, this person will say no. It's not like I always get so many people saying Ruto and one person saying Sifuna. Yeah, so I cannot give a number, but I just feel 5% ni kidogo sana. About okay, let's even work with 10. We'll see. It's fair enough. What Odhiambo have answered what Sifuna stands for, while on the other hand they say they do not get it. They've gone on a whole tangent explaining how even structures do not work in this country. You go to these offices, it's not working. My issue about supporting Ruto is always, if this has happened throughout time and in the first 5 years this has happened, do I as a listener still want to see another 5 years where things are the way they are right now? Because for 5 years, they have been that way. So I support Sifuna because I'm hoping he's going to change these things. He's saying, I don't need to give you a manifesto. The Constitution works. All we need is get me in here.
But even Americans have constitutions and they still do manifestos. Of
course, eventually it's going to give us a manifesto, but it's going to be something.
So which one is it? He's not giving it or he's giving it?
I don't think it's going to be anything different from what's in the Constitution. It's going to give us things that if we see that.
It's going to give us a copy of the Constitution.
You remember how Maraga said, me, I'm only going to return this country to the rule of law. I mean, if our Constitution was implemented, would we be talking about structures that are failing in this even government institutions and all? We need someone to say we'll build roads as if we don't know where which roads need to be built. Do we not know? Have these previous people not told us about things they said they would do that they have not done? Do we need someone else to say it again? Yet we have a constitution telling.
Hello?
So it's like all these commissions of inquiries that never implement anything they've done.
All right, thank you very much. Okay. I have another caller on the line that I merged on this conference call with so that I don't lose them again. Hello?
Okay, bye.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
I am very, very well. What do you think about this Oparanya issue? What do you think about this Gachagua issue? Peter Munya anapiga makelele sana. Onyonga kule Kisii anapiga mayowe. Watu nani pia na Kibageni anapiga mayowe. What is going on? I mean, what's wrong with you, Gachagua?
Okay, I think what is going on right now, we are having a problem with mostly the Western region.
Okay.
Whereby in history, Western region has never voted as a bloc. And for the first time, it seems the region is going to unite around Sifuna.
Okay.
Simply because Sifuna has just come up with only a very basic solution for the country. And that basic solution is simply implementing the Constitution.
Yeah.
This is something that even Raila himself used to think about it. The Constitution. We don't need to have a very complicated manifesto to solve the issues of this country. We only need to implement the Constitution to the letter.
Okay.
And everything will flow. So that is basically what Sifuna is telling us. So let us not complicate the issue. It's just simple, basic things, and the country will move forward. So the Oparanya issue, I think it is a panic mode from the government side. Because
the government side or from Sifuna? Because the government has not called upon Oparanya to support them.
No, you see, the issue here is by bringing Oparanya in the matrix, it means the government is panicking because of the unity of the Luya vote.
Okay.
Hello? It's going to be very dangerous. Hello?
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. There is another gentleman on the call. Because there are so many people calling, if you can allow us to also talk with him, you can drop off now so that we speak with the other one joining us.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, how are you, brother? What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Hebron Otieno. I'm calling from Juja.
You're calling from Juja?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, what is going on in Juja? I mean, Gachagua anapiga mayowe sana huko.
No, I'm actually not from Juja. I'm from Homa Bay.
You're from?
Homa Bay.
Oh, Homa Bay.
I came here to study.
Oh, very, very good. What do you think about Sifuna, calling on Oparanya publicly to support him, and also the fact that Munya, Muturi, Kibagendi, Onyonka, wote wanapiga mayowe?
I think what is happening right now is that everybody is trying to show their shoulders. They are trying to show their kifua. Hello? And by trying to do that, they are trying to consolidate their own numbers.
Yeah.
And Sifuna trying to look like he respects his elder and trying to look diplomatic.
Okay.
And this will garner the trust of these people. He doesn't want to divide the votes of the Luhya community.
Yeah, just a minute. There is a gentleman who is joining the call. I'll merge you together so that when you drop off, he's able to go on and speak with us, because dropping them sometimes is difficult when we have to bring them back. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, my brother, there is a gentleman on the line who is just finishing so that you can pick from there. But I just wait on the line. Go ahead, sir.
DWJ, good evening.
Good evening, yeah, but there is a gentleman who has not finished. I would like to put you on hold as he finishes his point.
Okay, no problem, sir.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
So what I was saying is that Sifuna is not like he's telling him. I heard that you were saying that he might also tell Wanga, my governor, that to endorse him.
Okay.
So he's not like outright talking to Oparanya directly.
Okay.
He's trying to show the people that he is not here to fight with his own people. He's trying to unite the people to vote as a bloc.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to tell my fellows, that Sifuna is not playing the old politics whereby it's you against me. He's trying to come to the ground, to talk to the individuals in the ground. And when he speaks, even if it sounds like he's speaking to the other party, he's speaking to the people indirectly.
All right.
But today I don't want to talk about the opposition, like the Wangas and the Oparanyas, people who are in the government. I want my fellow youth to understand Sifuna when he says that he wants to implement the constitution.
Okay.
Currently, we are in the negative. When it comes to delivery and government and governance, we are in the negative.
Okay. In finishing, sir, so that the gentleman whose credit is running can also speak.
Yes. Yes. So for us to get to zero, the primary and the bare minimum of our country is application of the constitution.
All right.
When we talk about rule of law, when we talk about the public sector, when we talk about corruption, when we talk about the EACC, all of these things are in the constitution. The corruption can be dealt by looking at the constitution.
All right.
Tribalism can be dealt with by just application of the constitution.
All right.
The economy of the country can be equalized.
Thank you, brother. Let the other gentleman also say something, as we are very much limited with time. Let the gentleman also talk a little bit, okay?
Oh, okay, no problem.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
DWJ, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you for your platform. It's quite encouraging and it's quite insightful. Now, I wanted to say, whatever Sifuna is doing, in terms of moving with the baby steps, first popularizing himself to the whole country to accept him.
Okay.
To me, it's a good thing. And then the fact that he's basing his campaign on the constitution is good for the country, because I think our constitution is the best world over, among the best world over.
Okay.
So, if we're able to implement everything in our constitution, everything will fall in place.
All
and
right.
then now I come back to my point. You know, Gachagua, number one, as much as Gachagua is a key player in these elections that are coming in, already he's failing constitutionally. He does not know what we call the inclusivity, the policy of inclusivity. He doesn't know. With that one goes against the spirit of our constitution. Okay. So Gachagua, according to me, Gachagua anafaa tu hata he shouldn't even be appointed. Yeah, fight to apart hizo ma viti zake anataka kupata. But he shouldn't be anywhere. He shouldn't be anywhere in the next elections.
But his people have accepted him. His people have in the mountain have accepted him. Who are you to tell them not to accept him?
You know, these people, they're just using Gachagua as a stepping stone to get their seats. You know, people, number one, politics, you have to think of yourself. Okay. Those people, they don't really appreciate Gachagua as you think. And Gachagua, I think himself knows that. And Gachagua can never be another Raila.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Power.
Yeah, in finishing, what is Kalkei Investments? What do? You give people money?
Yeah, Kalkei Investments. I'm a business person. I'm in Nairobi. I'm into logistics and trading.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. You've always tried to call us. I think this is the first time you've gotten through.
No, this is the second time.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Say hello to Diambo Tiano, my namesake.
All right. Hey, bwana, hii watu hawaishi nakwambia. So, I think we can stop it here. It's been beautiful.
Amazing.
I think it has been beautiful. Meruka, thank you very much for showing up very strongly today. Thank you very much, Mr. Elfas, for showing up. This is your first time on Political Headache. Thank you very much and welcome to Political Headache. I like giving people an opportunity. I want to give you all opportunity to say your last words. Okay. So you can say your last word and then I'll give it to Meruka and then Odhiambo as we finish.
Okay, thank you very much. What I would have to say about, first about the voters in this country, we really need to examine, like, if someone has presented himself that he wants a position, a political seat somewhere, the question that should be running in the voters' mind is, this guy, how is he going to change my life? Yeah, even outside the rhetoric of one term or two term, because in the end of it all politics is local. This guy you are fronting that wants to lead you, how is he going to change your life? What values does he stand for that can be obliged, or he can persuade me, or she can persuade me to vote for him or her to change my life? There's always a quote, but that was said by Aristotle, that do we need good leaders or do we need good laws? And in many occasions, you will always find that you might front somebody thinking that maybe he's a good leader. But when fruit comes to fall, you find that, whoa, there's nothing there. So in the end, Aristotle was always for the advocate. We need good laws that can withstand time, so that even if people come and go, these laws will still remain the same, that can help us guide our nation forward. Above all, I think it's about time. I like this conversation. There was a time, I think in 2017, I used to talk to youths and I was telling them about politics. And they were like, nah, I can't participate in those stuff. I can't waste my time. But all of a sudden, there's been a shift. People are saying in 2024, the country was rebirthed. It's okay. But I like the vigor about the youth. We are engaging. So let's just engage in an idealistic way that we can disagree on issues, but agree on where we want to take this country.
All right.
There's a question, if I'm finishing my last words. The former Prime Minister of Singapore, we like using Singapore, Kenya here to compare how we are moving. So he was asking himself, like, most countries that we started with in Africa, they were on the same level in Singapore. So being the Prime Minister of Singapore, he needed to understand, like, countries like Congo, Botswana, why do they have all these minerals and they can't even develop? So he needed to understand. So he went for research. He went to all these countries that have minerals and they're thriving, but they can't go forward because he was failing to understand, like, how me as a Prime Minister can I take my people forward without unlocking those resources that I feel can help my people. Right. And he came to the realization to one thing. He said that in the end of it all, if we as a people want to take our country forward, it's we as a people who must decide the life we want, the type of society we want, the type of community we want. And it's not about the other way around, the leaders deciding for us what we want. Or else we're just average people.
All right. Thank you very much. Mr. Meruka, don't go for a long time.
Yes. Thank you once again. I think I'm very glad, especially hearing what the viewers had to say today. And one of the things probably Odhiambo has mentioned, and I felt actually that is good criticism, is the fact that as Linda Mwananchi, you have not been able to break down what this implementation of the Constitution actually is to the common Mwananchi, so that every time we keep talking about implementing the Constitution, people are left wondering what exactly are these people trying to talk about. And I think I will belabor and I will try as much as possible, if I have another opportunity, to actually try to explain what that means in terms of our economy, in terms of our education, in terms of our health, in terms of our environment, and also the democratic space of our country, because it is important that people understand why we keep insisting that the Constitution has to be implemented. If you talk about all these other things that you don't have a plan, there is Vision 2030 already in place. And last time I mentioned about the medium-term plans that are supposed to be implemented in every election cycle. So it's not that our country does not have a blueprint in terms of what is to be implemented in this country. It is just the sheer fact that because of how innate, the innate nature in us to be corrupt, to try to dodge things, do things in our own way, we have actually run away from what is of essence in terms of implementing the Constitution. So I will be able to do that. But again, also, my point to the Kenyans and many Kenyans, and I know many have hopes, especially in my presidential candidate, and I want to say this honestly, he doesn't even know me, he has never paid me, probably I've never even met him, but this is my conviction, that I'm supporting someone because of this simple ideology that I agree to, that I can assure you he carries the hopes of very many Kenyans. And whether Odhiambo agrees that he becomes the president next year in 2032, I can assure you that he is going to fight for the dignity and future of the lives of the people of Kenya and our country at large. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Odhiambo, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, just one sentence. Kenya is not a laboratory where we try new ideas and experiment of leadership. Kenya is a mature democracy that requires tried and tested hands. We can correct the issues, and if there is a failure, those failure points are a collective lesson to all of us. We must not castigate an individual just because of a learning curve. All of us are on a learning curve. Otherwise, thank you. Have a good night.
All right. People of the internet, it has been beautiful. Thank you very much, Mr. Meruka. Thank you very much, Mr. Elfas. Thank you very much, Odhiambo Tieno, for always being here with me. Frank has been on the deck. Wonderful job. Thank you very much. And the star of the show, the people of the internet, they gather around this fireplace and this bonfire to talk to us.
Send a shout out to Annie.
Yes, Annie, the NIS officer.
Oh, she's the NIS.
Yeah, she's the NIS officer in charge. Her station is politically deck.
Annie sasa weza hiyo. Ngumu.
Thank you very much. Until another episode. Bye for now.
That's a blow.
All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things, build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjigero.co.ke.